Shall we get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jack Mcneill, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you for having me, man.
This is your first podcast ever, right?
First podcast ever, bro.
Yeah.
You have to show me how it works.
Bro, to tell the truth, that's not unusual. Because there's not a lot of... I mean, in the automotive world, at least, there doesn't seem to be a lot of people doing automotive podcasts that I'm aware of. There's a few.
Yeah, to be honest, I've only ever seen yours, to be fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack. We like Jack. But, yeah, no, do you know what? I think... So, with this podcast, I mean, although... I mean, the backbone and the base of it is automotive. Yeah. I'm happy to chat shit about whatever. Yeah, if you got conspiracies and shit, tell me about your conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories. I don't have any conspiracy theories.
All right, well, let's get into this a little bit more. One might pop to your head. But, bro, I'll have people on that have a dark past, perhaps, but have spun it round. Like, I've had some people on, shout out to Ben Hatchett, and shout out to... I totally forgot his name now. He's going to kill me. But shout out to him. And they've got really cool stories. You know, they might have went to prison or had a dark background. But a lot of the time they're now trying to change it for the good. Like, if that makes sense. So it's got... But to tell the truth, like, I'll just hear anyone out with a story. Or anyone... Do you know what? So, going into, like, talking about people like yourself, I like to get to know, and I also want to help people get to know who might be listening. The person behind the personality is my tagline that I use.
The person behind the personality. I like that.
I think I thought that once, or said it just flowing, and I was like, bro, that's so fucking sick. I'm saying it all the time.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. I was like, fuck you, hell. So that's my new thing. But basically, it just gives everyone a nice insight into the individual, I guess.
100%, man. 100%.
You know?
I'm excited.
And the good thing about this is, where I don't know how polished you are when it comes to your YouTube and your TikTok and your other socials, but for myself, when I'm making a video, I like things to look like man's busting it one take.
Yeah,
I'm not messing my words, I'm not twisting my words up.
Don't get me started.
Do you know what I mean?
My mate Joe, I do my filming with, we literally probably do about 10 takes. It's like, I'll murmur, I'll stumble, I won't get it right. Like, we take 10 takes minimum. Yeah. And you know, it's quite funny because you only know when you're a content creator the shit that goes on behind the scenes, before you get that video, before that end product of a video is done, bro. Like, if you only knew some of the shit that's happened. It's the setup, bro. It's literally getting. I did a video very recently of building my turbocharged Nissan Micro, right?
Yeah.
It did quite well, so I was happy with it. But oh my god, the effort that went into that. Yeah. We did an engine swap on a Micro off camera. Took us 24 hours. We filmed it, and it took 2 weeks.
Wow.
Literally, it's like, all right, we've got to get this bolt, that bolt, we've got to get on camera. Got that bolt on camera. I've got audio. Everyone, shut up. We've got to get the audio of me doing the ratchet. Yeah. It's just it's
so much. There's so much to think about, and there's so much that goes on. And then a lot of the time, if you're anything like me, you go back and you watch and you think, bro, I'm not even using that. Like, I've got so much. But I over-record because I would hate to go and find that 100%. After the day, oh shit, I ain't got enough to put this video together.
Yeah.
So I just record everything, and then I'll go back and I fucking just bin off half it. But some of those things that I've been off, I'm like, fucking spent ages doing it.
Do you know what it is with me? Sometimes I'm explaining something and then I'm editing. I'm like, Jack, why do you think they care about what you've just said?
Exactly.
I'm just like, cut that out. They don't need to know that. You're just you're waffling, really.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of the kind of thing where I like to overfilm, just like you.
Yeah.
I can get everything in there if I want, but in the editing I can be like, look, don't need that in there.
I guess with your... So, like, when it comes to TikTok, I guess in that case, you need to be, like, with YouTube, and for some people, it works when they're just a bit raggo, they'll mumble and bumble and they chat shit to get to a point, right? Yeah. And that works for them. But for me, I like to kind of have mine a bit polished. But when it comes to TikTok, you only got a certain amount of time. And,
oh my God,
and you got to get to the point. So yours has to be first time.
100%.
But going back to it, like here now on the podcast, we can chat shit for fucking 2 hours, trying to get to a point, going whatever way. We can mumble, we can bumble. I like it because it's a natural environment.
Yeah, man. 100%. You know what I mean? It's good because, like, not often as, like, content creators do we just get to just chat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
It is good. And we were saying, actually, funnily enough, so people would be probably seeing this a week apart, but I just filmed with Sid North.
Yes.
A.K.A. Sideways Sid. And I said to Sid, so I was talking about, we've got Jack waiting outside, kind of, we've got to get him in kind of thing. And I said to Sid, like, he was like agreeing. And then after the podcast, I was like, have you met Jack before? So who's Jack? I was like, oh shit, I thought you knew. I was like, Jack Mcneill. He's like, I'm not sure you know who, like, he was like, I'm not sure I know who he is. And I said, the TikTok Micro. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Literally.
Yeah.
But most people don't recognise my face, but as soon as they've seen my, Like,
yeah. They know the
car
car straight away. So when I went out to introduce you to him, I thought you would know who Sid is. You didn't know who Sid was.
No, to be honest, I've got like a select like 5 to 10 channels that I watch, car-based channels that I watch on YouTube. And outside of that, I haven't really done that much kind of like trying to find like smaller channels. But yeah, no, I didn't know who he was.
I'm the same. It's quite crazy because people say to me, and I guess this is YouTube in a nutshell. This is it, right? So like, there's people out there on YouTube, bro, billion followers, yeah. Like, if they go to the right place, what their niche is, they wouldn't be able to fucking move without someone jumping on them, like, you know what I mean? But they could walk down the street past me, I wouldn't know who the fuck they are.
Literally.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And that's like, that's the same. Well, so for YouTube, obviously, on whatever niche it might be. So yeah, it's easier to miss someone because you're not in that. But because the car scene is so big and the car culture, and there's so many different offshoots. There might be, I don't know, let's say motorsport, as in like track racing. Then you've got fucking drifting. Then you've got drag racing. Then you've got fucking.
Your niches within.
There's niche, exactly, and then within that you've got creators. Like you can, unless you're really tapped in and you've got time to be trying to find out all the. But you have your select few that you follow,
exactly.
like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm saying, and I know you're a fucking busy man, so it's like when it comes to your free time, like you probably haven't got a lot of it. So
yeah,
you know who you know,
man. It's literally for me. It's in my editing room, 2 a.m. trying to get back home, not wake up the parents. Like literally, I was like, Jack, you came in at 2 a.m. last night. You sure you're not leading a double up? Like, no, I promise. I was just editing.
Yeah. No,
man, it's literally full on.
So what I like to do anyway is with my guests to find out the person behind the person.
The person behind the person.
I need to fucking coin that, man. Put a fucking copyright.
Yeah, mate, you copyright it.
You know what I mean? I like to go back to the beginning, try and like work out a little bit about your upbringing, where you grew up and shit like that. So whereabouts are you actually from?
So from Reading, but lived in Reading my whole life.
Okay.
Grew up in a little village called Sonning, which is just east of Reading. And yeah, got into cars through GTA, believe it or not.
GTA,
things. Yeah, so I used to play GTA with my mate Rufus. Shout out Rufus if he's watching.
Shout out Rufus.
And mate, we literally, I'd only ever play that game just so I could modify the cars.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, it would be sick one day to have a GTA garage and just like be modifying cars.
Yeah.
A couple of years down the line, well, they're not quite good as the cars I had in GTA.
Yeah. You're getting there. You've made it to where you are. But like, so as far as like getting into cars, GTA is obviously virtual.
Yes.
But like, what was your first experience with a real car? Like, what there's always like there's lots of gamers out there. Shout out to them who do like the gaming shit and all that, Forza or whatever they're doing. But to actually go out and want to be part of the community is a different thing. Like, what spurred you to?
I suppose it's one of those things where I got my first car and there was not like a car that I went in when I was younger and I was like, wow, I want to be into cars.
Okay.
I got my first car and I knew absolutely nothing about them. Okay. I wouldn't have been able to do an oil change if you asked me to.
Okay.
I was clueless. And I just like, do you know what? I want to make this loud. I want to make an exhaust. So I got an exhaust. I went to this custom place to get an exhaust done. And bro, after that, I was hooked. I was like, oh my God. The dopamine when I was walking out, when I was driving out of the exhaust, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm driving a Ferrari. And it was one of them things where like, now I look back on it and I think, oh God, it's a bit shit.
Yeah.
But it's that's what got me into it. And then gradually I just started modifying it. I just started joining the forums.
What car was this?
It was a Polo.
A Polo,
yeah.
What kind of Polo?
It was a 1.2 TSI. It was, I think, the Mark 6. I might be wrong on that. But yeah.
So twin charged then. So
supercharged
then turboed.
No, those are the Ibifas. Those are the 1.4 TSIs. The Ibiza Cupra comes in with a twin charged, and then the 1.2 TSI is just the turbo version. I
had no clue, bro. See, this is where I'm like not a fucking encyclopedia of all cars, but I thought TSI just stood for like turbo.
Yeah, it stands for turbo stratified injection.
Oh, I thought it was turbo supercharged injection.
The reason why I know that is because somebody asked me. I was like, actually, I don't know. I've got to look this up.
Turbo stratified.
I think it's to do with the way the injectors spray the fuel in. I don't know, but yeah. So I had that car and I modified that. I got it wrapped. I got wheels on it. I got coilovers on it. Again, I come from a family who not into cars whatsoever, whenever there's an issue with one of their cars, they take it to the garage and they pay the mechanic, probably get a bit ripped off. And so that's all I knew. So as far as I was concerned, working on cars myself was off the table. So I always got somebody to do the work on my cars.
Yeah.
But then gradually, as I started to learn, I started to do little things myself, and just done a turbo myself with my mate, and it's got to that point.
That's big moves, though, bro. That's big moves. Because you don't have a mechanical background. This is literally self-taught.
I literally went to school. None of my mates were really mechanics or into cars. Like, it's just been YouTube. Watching people do it, and you just kind of figure out that it's not actually as hard as you might think.
It's not. It's just big Lego, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or
big
fiddly,
Lego.
Big Lego that's got more fiddly bits.
Yeah, exactly.
With higher consequences if you get it wrong.
With bolts that are like, oh god, some bolts are dreadful to get to, but it's just how it is. Trust
me. Would you ever not consider, so like going back now, in fact, to like career choice, do you like working on cars enough to like, if being a mechanic was on the table, would you have wanted to do that?
The thing is, I don't think I would have wanted to go into that, because I'm not like...
It takes the fun out of it when you have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It takes the fun out of it when you have to do it, and also when it's not your own car. I just feel like it would kind of, the enjoyment would go out of it. Like I enjoy doing a service on my cars, because I'm looking after my car and making sure my car's going to run nice.
Of course.
I know that I'm looking after my car, so in the future, it's going to, maybe not break down or whatever. If I'm doing it with someone else's car, I think, like, as you said, it just takes the fun out of it. If you have to do something. The side that I enjoy the most is the video creation, the presentation, the editing, like getting everything together, making a nice, perfect YouTube video that I know I'm really proud of. That's what I enjoy doing, really. Obviously, the work on cars is just a part of that. But that's the kind of thing I enjoy.
I feel like there's something in creating something like video wise, and whatever element it has within it, whether it be the mechanical sides of that you have to do to make your video whilst filming it, to the editing, to the finished production, to sitting there and saying, I made this video from nothing. So that's actually funny enough, one of the first things that got me into YouTube.
Yeah.
Because or that really kind of was rewarding, should I say? Because like I went into YouTube, like I think I've said this before, but like when I started my channel, it was a way of showing people what car I had.
Yeah.
Because look, I know that might sound fucking very egotistical and stupid and trying to show off and shit, right? But we all go to car meets, right?
Yeah.
We shine our
car up. You want to show off what you're proud of. Exactly.
You'll have a man revving the shit out of his car so people look at him. We go to these car meets and hope that perhaps you might do a sick fucking exit or something, cybers or whatever. So people see you and ultimately notice, oh, that's such and such. He's got a sick car. So I feel like I got into YouTube solely for the love of cars, obviously, but to show people and share my experiences, because I think my first video was like a review on my own car, which is, I think, for anyone who's thinking...
It was that white A45, was it?
There we go! We got an OG supporter, come on! We like Jack.
Mate, I remember watching that video and I was like, because to be fair, I didn't actually watch you when you were like 0 subs. I remember I started watching you on 90k.
Oh wow, and, you've been here for a while then.
Yeah, so I've been here for a while, and I remember looking back, because obviously when I started my YouTube journey, I wanted to see like how people like yourself started.
You go back to the first...
So I went back to the first video and I was like, oh my god, the way he's on camera is so different. Like, he seems so much more reserved compared to how he is now. And it's the same with people like Matt Armstrong. Like, you look back on his videos, and it's just, you can see the progression.
Yeah.
And I think that's like quite a motivating thing to see. Do you know what? All these people have started from somewhere.
Yep.
So
it's so sick that you say that you've done that. Yeah. And I'm gonna get to why I like that and why you can still find that video.
Yeah.
But it was the creation of my first video and just sharing what I have with everyone, sharing my thoughts on the car, and just creating something. Like, bro, I'm not a techie guy. I'm a mechanic in a past life. Like, you know what I mean?
Was it a truck mechanic?
Truck mechanic, right? So diesel mechanic. Literally, bro. Like, I was like, although, in fact, how old are you?
21.
21, right? So we grew up in different generations, literally different generations. Because I'm 33, right?
Yeah.
So when I was in school, I feel like Facebook was around, but it weren't banging. Like, I left school in 2005, so it's that long ago. There weren't no YouTube, so it was one of those ones where I've totally forgot what the fuck I was saying. Do you know what? I've done this on the last podcast too. I was flowing so... What was I saying? People are probably thinking, Jamie must smoke. I do not smoke, guys. I'm just fucking losing it. I go off on a tangent. See, this to see if Jack was actually listening.
No, we were talking about how you like the fact that I gone back and watched your previous videos.
Okay,
and
okay.
We grew up in a different time.
Yeah, why did I say about a different time? I can't even fucking remember. I need to stop doing this, man. I'm getting terrible at this. But basically, long story short, I made this video and it was for the fun of it. It was for the love of it. And when it went out, I didn't expect to get any... I mean, look, there's big guys out in the game doing this shit. Like, when I started, like, I was just like a small guy testing it out and just seeing if anyone liked the video.
Yeah.
And I think the video, I can't remember. I want to say it was like 4K views, maybe in a month or something like that. To me, it's like, fuck, bro, that's 4,000 people that watch my video, yeah? And I don't even know the comments, that like, I can't remember, but I just know that there was positive comments there. And then after that, a few people reached out to me on my Instagram, my social, and like, bro, that was a really cool video. Like, I've got the same car, XYZ, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of sick. I didn't get no negativity.
Watch my video and they know about me, and it's just that they're valuing my opinion on like, my own car, and they've watched my video. I've
just remembered what I was going to say. I wasn't a techie guy, right? Because like the whole socials and everything like that was a bit alien. In my... Sorry, not a bit alien. They just weren't really there when I was in school. Yeah. When you can really get your teeth into it, like, you know, growing up with this social media now, like, you're going to be so well versed by the time you come to... Like, if you're 12 years old now, by the time you're 25, you're just going to be dialed in with everything, right? Yeah. Whereas my school had, like, 2 computer rooms. And they were, like, the big fucking PC shitty ones. The internet was there, but there weren't a lot that I knew about on the internet.
It wasn't mainstream.
Yeah, bro, I was just doing my thing. I was a very hands-on guy, like fucking, I was a mechanic basically. So me going out, doing the research, for instance, I think YouTube helped me do my research. You know, there's no better place to go than YouTube for a tutorial, right?
100%.
So I went out, I bought the right cameras, or what I thought were the right cameras. I'd learned how to do this, how to do that, how to edit a video. So that was an achievement in itself, creating the thing, right? And I'm not saying it was a piece of fucking artwork, like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying... It was rough as fuck now I look back at it. But at the time, I had created something that was presentable, right? And just the feedback and just the feeling of achievement, because although people only saw the video, for me, coming from my background, again, it was more than that to me.
It was more than that, yeah. So
there's something in creating something. And I think that's what drove me forward, as much with the people who supported, you know, which wasn't a massive crowd. But then, going back to you blossom. Because your first video is like, well, for me, this is what I'm thinking, right?
It's always crap.
It's always gonna be fucking crap, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, you're like, what's the best I can make it? And also, how are people gonna perceive me, right? Because YouTube,
that's a massive thing for your first video.
Exactly.
Every time, like, I mean, whether it's me or whether I was still in school, like I was just leaving school when I decided to do my TikTok, and it's like, crap, what my mates are gonna take the piss.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna take the piss. What am I gonna, you know, are people gonna, you know, take the piss out of me? Blah blah blah. So you make your first video, and always, most people at least, are quite reserved and just like, oh god, I don't want to be too like.
Of course.
So yeah, it's one of those things where after a while you just learn to not care and you just send it.
And that is when people connect with you.
Exactly.
And you know what, bro, you make valid points, because that's something that I don't think I've touched on before. Like, what your friends, what your close peers, what people who know you, like, you might have someone from school who doesn't really know you like that, but they know you. If that, they know who you are, and then they see you, and you don't want to be perceived to the people you know as a dickhead, a clown, or made fun of. Let alone the people who you don't fucking know, because with YouTube, anyone could be watching. You put a video out, and it might do 1 million views. Your first video, who fucking knows? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So on the first video, you're trying to be this character you think people will respect, and like a neutral in the middle kind of someone. Do you know what I mean? But it's not real. It's not you.
Yeah, it literally. Do you know what I mean? And it goes back to, you know, my first TikTok that I did well. Yeah. Literally, I put on a deeper voice, started swearing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this fucking turbo on this fucking this and micro, and I'm like, I was effing and jeffing every little clip that I did on TikTok. I look back and I think, what was I doing, man? You just got to be yourself on YouTube. Yeah. Did you find when you become yourself, or not become yourself? And I still think it's a journey now. I still think we're all finding ourselves, and maybe, all right, cool, we might have found ourselves on camera, but we're always adapting. We're always changing. And I think that's natural. Like, with a normal day-to-day person, let's say someone who's not documented all the time. We're documenting our fucking lives pretty much, right? Like,
they are adapting, they're changing. Ever so slightly, a new word might come out and they start using that more.
Yeah.
You know, a new little fucking catchphrase they say,
Yeah.
or a movement they do. Like, you know what I mean? They don't see it, it's just natural progression, but because we're documenting shit, we see that. So there's always progression, like, within ourselves.
And you can see the massive change. I mean, even just videos that I did like a year ago, I can see just like my mannerisms and the way I speak have just completely changed.
Yeah.
It's just it's interesting to see, to be fair.
Did you find the connection, the viewer connection, or perhaps the... Do you feel like your channel benefited from you just being yourself more?
100%, man. I think the main thing, actually, to be fair, that's helped my YouTube growth is understanding how much a title and a thumbnail matters. Like, I used to not really care. I was like, look, I'm gonna make a banging video, thumbnail and title. I'll just get one together. Blah blah. Don't matter.
Yeah.
But that's one of the most important things.
It's a science, bro.
It is a science. I've been watching videos like on people who research it, and they're like, oh, you got to get eyes in the screen, in the thumbnail.
Tell me about some of this, because I know it's a science, but I don't even dabble in like looking at like how the workings of it work. Yeah. I just know of common sense tells me this is in all you've got is a picture, right? To draw people in and 60 fucking free what's it called? Characters.
Yeah.
To draw people in. And it's fucking hard. So I just try and do the punchiest I can. But tell me about some of the...
I mean, look, I've watched a couple of YouTube videos on it, and whether they're bullshit or not, I don't know. But like, some people are like, oh, you got to get eyes in the thumbnail. It's like a psychological thing. Like, people see eyes, they want to click the video. Red is the best colour for thumbnails, apparently. Like, really? It's just weird things like that, and it's like
getting a red fucking eyes now,
changing the colours now. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, I watched a few videos, and I can't list too much more than that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, there is actually like a proper science to making a good thumbnail and a good title. Like, I've had videos where I thought the videos were sick.
Yeah.
Like, I did a video on servicing my Suzuki Jimny, right? Okay. And I titled it Servicing My Suzuki Jimny. Nobody really gives a shit because I'm servicing my Suzuki Jimny.
Yeah.
But the video I thought was really entertaining. But because the thumbnail and the title weren't that intriguing, it just didn't do that many views.
Do you know what have I cut you off halfway?
No.
Okay, cool. No, because do you know what, right? Old YouTube, that's how people used to fucking title shit. Yeah. And it used to get 1 billion views.
Yeah.
It was so basic, the titles. Like, driving my car down the longest road in the UK.
Driving my car on road.
Yeah. Like, simple shit and 1 billion views.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's... Not only is there more competition in the space now, I mean, it's so saturated, as I'm sure you know, but it's also... I've lost my train of thought now. Oh no, it's
We shouldn't have smoked that big fucking fat joint before that attack everything.
What was I going to say? Yeah, there's more competition, and then obviously people's attention spans have got far less, especially with TikTok. I mean, I've just noticing, people like yourself or people like Matt Armstrong and how people have done their videos in the past.
Yeah.
And how much more fast paced and quickly and professionally edited they seem now. It just kind of shows, I think, how people's attention spans have shortened and how you need to keep it interesting for people to stay engaged with a video.
I'm guilty of that shit too. Because look, if I sit, like, even go back to tutorials, right?
Yeah.
So you want to learn, so random. All right, let's just say you want to learn how to put a fence up. Yeah. Now there might be 10 videos on how to put a fence up when you click in how to fucking put a fence up. I'm looking for the one that is the shortest. Like, I will fucking spend 2 minutes looking for the shortest one. You know what I mean?
Especially with editing.
Because
if you're looking for a tutorial on the editing, you're in the middle of working, and you want to know how to do something, it's like, bro, I want a 40-second video telling me how to do it. Literally, I know how this app generally works. I just need to know what button to click to do it, and then I'm off. Yeah. I don't need to right, guys, now today I'm going to teach you how to do this in Premiere Pro. But before we get started, I just like, I just want to know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
I've been in those situations too. You're editing and you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're like, and then you're listening to loads of stories. Like the worst ones where you're like in a pressured environment. I've had it where I think I've lost a video off a memory card. And shit like that.
God!
And I'm fucking like, how did you bring this back? And I'm just flicking through all these videos, and I'm like, bro, like, don't tell me to subscribe right now. I just need to fucking know the details, like, you know. And you get to the end of the video, they didn't even tell you what you want to know.
Oh mate, it is so frustrating.
Yeah.
And I've had that as well when I'm like, oh shit, I've lost all my footage, and it's just like, oh god, now my channel's not gonna have another video for a week and a half. It's just like, damn it.
Have you ever filmed a full video and fucking lost it?
I've not done a full video and lost the whole thing, because usually I mean, I don't have that many SD cards. So I've got like a 128, and I just fill that up, and then whenever that's
You've got
finished,
just one 128.
Well, we've got one 128, and then I've got a couple 32s, but they just don't really.
They're
just
not
a bit
worth
pointless.
it. Yeah.
So I use that 128 mainly, and I upload all the footage onto my computer, and then I'll put the SD card back in the camera, film again, and then we'll go a couple of days, and I'll be like, okay. Oh yeah, I remember putting all the footage onto my computer. I was like, so yeah, Joe, just wipe that SD card. That's all good. And then it's like
dangerous when you do that though. I feel it every
crap.
time I clear a fucking SD card, bro. Woo! I don't do it easily, you know. But bro, I've got like fucking 40 SD cards. I shit you not.
No
I've
way.
got SD cards coming out my ears, bro.
Jeez.
I don't even know why. Someone's like, buy a hard drive. I was like, I don't trust it because with
I've got a
SD card. Do you use it?
Yeah.
So,
bro, I couldn't recommend them more, bro.
I
good.
bought one now. I did buy. Do you know what? I bought one because of the podcast going forward too, and how much today
hours of footage.
Exactly. Today I've brought in these cameras because I've done 2 podcasts, and you don't know how long they're going to run on for, and I'm only recording in 1080, I think, but I've got 2 128s in each. Like so, that's 4 128s that potentially would sit there. Not being used for 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I can't do this. So I bought an SD card, like a Samsung T7 one or so. It's like a SSD one, I think. But I was just worried previously putting something on there because, look, if I lose one thing off a memory card, right? It's only one thing. That might just be the front-facing camera or the camera facing it. That's fucking detrimental, I guess.
Yeah.
If I've got 10 videos on a fucking hard drive and the thing blows up, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just more like, I would prefer to have loads of little ones, which is probably stupid in the old way of thinking. But yeah, I've got one now. But yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I've got a 2 terabyte one, and I've almost filled it up, and it has all my past videos on it. So if ever I'm referencing a video in the past, I can literally just get a little snippet of one of the videos that is on my hard drive, whack it in the video, and it just gives a nice kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that video kind of thing.
Okay.
So that's what I sometimes do with my videos.
I thought when I started making videos that I needed to do that, and I was like, what if what if the videos get deleted by accident off my channel? I just put them back up. I need a way of putting them back up. Then I thought to myself, and I don't think it was like it didn't happen like that. I didn't say that and then think to myself straight away. It was like over a period of time.
Yeah.
I realised that if you ever repost a fucking video, the same video,
it's not going to do well.
Bro, you ain't getting no views because everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
So you're just making a library. You know what I mean, for yourself. So
if
something happens to the video and it gets taken down or it gets deleted, which has never happened to me, then it is what it is. What I would do now, if I ever have to get a little snippet, I just fucking download it back off YouTube. And granted, it's not in the same...
Not the same quality, but
which is a little bit annoying.
It's better than, it's better than not having anything. So.
Yeah. Also, so what I wanted to know is because, like, in fact... there'll be people... I know you're a very well-known chap,
well,
right?
I wouldn't say that.
You're a very well-known chap in some walks of life.
Yeah, in a very specific niche, I suppose.
But you still get recognised.
Yeah.
And people know you're a person of interest, I would say, right? And I say that because I don't know if everyone watching this will know who you are. And I don't think I've introduced you properly.
Yeah, no, they probably don't. Most people probably like, who the fuck is this guy?
Nah, stop it. Hey, Jackie, I'm telling you, yeah? Do you know what, right? So we done a feature on your mic, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen to this, guys, yeah? I'm not even trying to be big-headed or anything like this, but this is what happened, right? So we done a feature on Boris the Micro, and if you don't know who that is, I'm going to get Jack to explain everything in a bit. But anyway, we're out in his car, and do you remember, I think I was in the driver's seat, and we pulled over for the end of the video or something, waiting in the lay-by, and this mate he's drove by, and I think he's like, really excited, right? And then he's turned around come back. And I'm so used to people, like, noticing me, Jamie, like, and I'm like, oh, yeah, cool, like, it's cool, like, and I'm used to that shit. But when I'm with someone else, I'm not usually used to them noticing them, like, if that makes sense. Or it hasn't happened in a lot of situations. Anyway, so this mate's pulled back up, he's hopped out of his car, he's come round. Bro, he did not even know who I was. He didn't know who I was. He was speaking to, and it was like, see, this guy's a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't think you were, but like, your YouTube is playing catch up to your TikTok, right? Because your TikTok is what blew you up.
Everyone, sorry, I got my wires.
That's cool.
Everyone knows me from my TikTok. Everyone's like, oh, that's the TikTok Micro. Oh, yeah, I know you off TikTok. Nobody's like, oh, yeah, Jack off YouTube. Nobody knows me from YouTube. But it's one of those things where, like, it's a crazy feeling. I properly started my TikTok. I was like, let's give this a go.
Yeah, take us back. Take us right back.
Okay, I'll take you back.
Tell us the thought behind starting it, Why TikTok?
Okay, well, firstly, I'd seen TikTok and I was like, it was at a point where everyone was like, "Oh, this is a dance app for girls. Like, don't go on TikTok."
Bro, can I tell you about how I found out that TikTok is for adults?
Go on.
Bro, like someone told me. Shout out to this bro. Sorry for butting in.
That's right.
Yeah. I know who it was, but I totally fucking forgot his name. And I feel terrible. But he had an RS3. He's been on the channel, and he said to me, he goes, "Jay," he was like, "Bro, you need to start TikTok." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm so busy, I ain't got time for shit." Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Bro, I posted a video, I got 200,000 views. The engagement, the hashtags, everything works better." I'm like, "All right, I'll give it a try." But TikTok's for fucking little kids. Like, you know what I mean? Dancing. Bro, I ain't gonna be doing no dance moves and fucking all that shit. He's like, "Trust me." Bro, I went on to TikTok. I've never seen so much boobies in my life.
Bro, you just go, like, it's like one of those things, like, my parents downloaded TikTok, I'm like, "Guys, right, I'm just warning you. Like, you're gonna see some, I don't even want to say what you're gonna see." And they go on it and they're just like, "Mum, just, stop scrolling. It's gonna happen."
Exactly. It's only when, but do you know what? So when I first got on TikTok, I was scrolling and I was seeing the boobies and I was watching the boobies or whatever, yeah. And I'd be scrolling and I'd be looking for the boobies. I'm like, it's got to be one coming soon. But the more you look at it, the more it happens. Like, so your feed just becomes that. And it's all the dances, right? And you know, like, I think at the time, do you remember that as for me, like, that Bus It song? It's just like, bust it, that's it. Do you know the girls like acting normal and then they drop down and they're doing something? Yeah?
It's one of those things, man, where obviously as like a normal man, you're gonna watch that and say, you're going to watch the video.
You can't not watch it.
And the TikTok algorithm is like a dog, right? You train the dog,
Yeah.
and the more you train it, the more it knows what you want, right?
Okay.
The more you watch of that, the more it's going to show you. So if you just start watching it, I was like, I watched that.
I
mean, it was a bit of a pointless video, but I'm going to watch it anyways.
Yeah.
Scroll up, and there's another one.
There's another one.
The whole through, and it's just like...
And then, do you know what I like about TikTok, right? Is that if you... So, like, basically, using that as an example, that Bus It song where the girls drop, right? So then you realise, you can click on that song and see all the other girls or people who have done it. So shout out to my missus. I am a taken man. I love my missus very much, right? There's nothing wrong with looking, I guess, right? It's not really my style too much, just in case the missus. And but all she's hearing is bust it. My phone's just popping off. Like, I've got the phone angled over here, like, you know what I mean? She's not paying attention. She must just think, "Oh, fucking, he likes this song," like, you know what I mean? Little bit later, I think she clocked that this is a phase. Then you got to be tactile with it. You can watch it once, or if she knows the song, you can't even let it play for too long.
You just say, it's like,
you know what I mean?
Like, oh, right, I know it's coming. It's on the For You page. Right, I've got 1, 2, right.
yeah. Falling right down, silent. Just going to the toilet. Yeah, but I quickly found out that this is more than just dancing.
It is.
And I do like TikTok. It's so fucking addictive.
It's
the only one I can stay on for hours,
bro. It's literally, it's one of those things where it is, you can be on there and you're just like, boom, an hour's gone. It's just, I've got to pull myself off it sometimes. It's like, look, you can't waste your whole day on this.
Bro, there's 2 ways I can kill time, or make time go really quickly. It's either editing, because I just get engrossed in it, or 100%. TikTok. If I want to lose an hour, open that TikTok app. Close the TikTok app, the fucking hour's gone. It's just like that, boom.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's the same with editing, to be fair. Like, editing, time goes so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, before I started talking about boobies, take us back to your journey of TikTok, sir.
Okay, so going back to the beginning. So I started my TikTok account. I was in the gym, and I was like, because I had this white Nissan Micro, which, funnily enough, Jamie, your video on that cheap Micro inspired me to buy, which is crazy, because all of this might not have happened if you didn't post that video on that bloke. His name was Jack as well.
His name was Jack. I spoke to him a little while ago too.
And that Turbo Micro, I saw him and I was like, he's a sound guy. He built it all himself, and he was just ragging around this little turbo thing that he built for like £600. And I was like, that is sick. I want to do that. So I bought.
So So hang on, right? So hang on. Is this like, this is crazy now, because if they're not trying to be big-headed, and listen, I think I have other people to praise for there being an officially gassed. But there's a potential that you might not have done what you've done 100%. Had I not done that video.
100%, bro.
That's crazy.
Because I watched that video, mate, and I loved it. I loved it, and I loved the bloke that drove it, and I loved your reaction when you drove it, and you were just laughing about it. It wasn't too serious. It wasn't like 1,000 brake, blah, blah, blah. It was just a little 100 brake Micro, and it just rag around.
It's like the polar opposite of, like, you know what I mean? It's like, just put all this kind of crazy, serious shit, spending billions of pounds on these mods to chase numbers. let's just take it right back.
Exactly.
It was one of those, like, you know what I mean?
It was homemade. It was excellent. So I watched that video, and I was like, I'm getting a micro. So I found one on Marketplace, white, paint was peeling, it looked absolute crap. But that was part of the reason why I wanted it. I was like, I want a kind of little crappy thing. And going back to, obviously, I never did any work on my own cars back then. So I was like, I knew my mate Dan, who worked down at Shiplake Motors, big up Dan. And I was like, Dan, I've got a turbo kit, make it work. I had no clue what I was doing. Didn't think about fueling, didn't think about any ECUs or anything, or standalone ECUs. I didn't think about anything. I literally was like, put turbo on car, and car should go fast. And that was my mentality. So I did that. And whilst the car...
Did it go fast? I bet it fucking did too.
Bro, we were literally running like 1.5 bar of boost, and I had no clue because, you know, it was internally gated. I had no way of checking the boost pressure. So I
just had all the boost, basically.
I had all the boost, and it blew up in a week. So it didn't go for very long, but I had the car for a while, and it looked pretty cool because it was like this old, rusty, crappy micro with a sick, like, turbo setup underneath. So I was like, you know what, let me do a little video on this. I've seen people blow up on TikTok. You know what, let's just try it. I'm not going to speak.
So your first video, or your first kind of video creation on a car was TikTok, not YouTube, yeah?
TikTok, yeah. Ah, okay. And it was on this micro, and it was literally just like a couple of shots of the car looking really crap and rusty, and then there was like a sound where it's like, oops, surprise, and then you just look under the bonnet, and there was that turbo, and it got 800,000 views, bro, on my first one. I posted another video, 50,000, another one, 100,000, another one, 2.3 million. Oh, and I was
that's it. That's enough to,
I was like, holy shit, man, this is mental. I'm sick. I was just like...
It's true, though. You think, like, if you're doing those views, you're like, I'm doing something fucking right.
I'm sick, man. And then, I realised now that it was because it was young at the time, the app, and that niche was just not explored at all, really.
And what year was this? When we started?
I want to say...
It can only be a couple of years back, right?
2020, yeah. Probably like midway through 2020. So yeah, I did that video, and then I just started posting videos about my turbo micro because that's what people, you know, watched. I was like, people are interested in this, not me. And then I was like, do you know what? I got to about 50,000. I was like, let me just do some videos of me talking. Who cares? Like, look, if people at my school take the piss, so what? I don't care. I've got a little platform here. Let's use it. So I decided to do some videos of like my opinions on this car, my opinions on that car. Those videos did quite well. I had the odd one that got over 100k. Like that was, you know, it was good. It was doing all right. It was building up. Got to around 80k in January of 2021, right? Okay. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't it be fucking funny if I got a car, a real shitbox, and I just let everybody modify it? And they'd do some crazy shit, like they'd have pink everywhere. I knew it'd be pink. Because it's the British public and they like pink and pink. And I just like, yeah, guys, you choose what to do with this car. The first video didn't do that well because it wasn't that engaging. But the second video, I started a video saying, you want me to paint my wheels pink? Hook. And I did a whole video of me going to Halford. This was when I was effing and jeffing literally every 5 seconds. Did the mod they wanted and said top comment picks the next modification. So it had a hook, it had a good process, a rewarding end of the video, and it got people to comment. I didn't realise it at the time, but it was a really good idea, but I stumbled across it completely accidentally. I just thought it would be funny. And so yeah, that's how the Shitbox series started, and that's how Boris started. And I just kept on doing it, and these videos were getting millions of views, and I was like,
what's the most views you've had on like a TikTok video?
10 mil.
Fucking hell, bro.
But
how does it work though? Is it like what, like, if I watched it 5 times, is that I get 5 views?
So there's in the analytics of TikTok, you can see like how many people have viewed the video and how many. So you can kind of look at the views and say, oh, it's got 10 million views, 8.9 million different accounts have seen it. That was roughly what it was. And I was like, holy shit, man! Like that's like got to be the whole of like the sub 20-year-old UK population. And I'm just like,
and you can tell your demographics too. Is
it
basically UK mostly, or
it was most UK, bit of US as well, like 20% US. But I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I just kept on building it up, and then it got to that point where obviously a lot of people say this when they're, you know, they've come up on social media or whatever. It's like, it's just numbers on the screen, blah blah blah. Yes. And then there was one car meet that I went to because it was during a time where it was lockdown, and I didn't go to car meet because I was obviously shit scared of getting nicked or whatever. And I went to the first car meet after lockdown, and I bought Boris to this car meet. He had the black and pink wrap. It was looking brilliant, and it was crazy, bro. Literally, I went inside this underground car park. I parked the car, left it for 5 minutes to go and take a piss in a bush. I came back, and there was like, kid you not, 200 people around the car, and I was like, what? Oh my God.
That's when you realised.
And that's when I realised, and there was like a big crowd of them, a big circle. They were all even like a metre or two away from the car. I just walked through, I was like, fuck. I've never seen as many people in my life. Yeah. And I walked to the car, and I was like, do you want to give it a rev? And they were all like, yeah, rev it, boy. I was was like, what the hell
it's
is
tricky.
this surreal,
that's
man?
almost that's really weird because it's almost like you've went into lockdown. You've done this bill. It was lockdown times, right?
Yeah, it was all during lockdown.
And no one really knows who you are. And then you've come out and you've taken it to this meet, and suddenly you're a celebrity.
Well,
there's celebrity.
It's one of those things you feel like a celebrity, but the thing is with TikTok is that it's all trends. TikTok. This is why I've moved away from TikTok. It's because
you've moved away.
Well, I haven't moved away. I still post on it, and I might do another shitbox series, because people love it. But the problem is with it is that it's such a trend-based platform. Like you look at people like Ollie Bull. I'm sure you've heard of Ollie Bull, right? No. Maybe not.
What does he do?
He basically did like food reviews at school, something really simple, and he just did it in a funny way with his mate Jacob.
And he's on TikTok.
And he was on TikTok, and they had like a month or two period where everyone knew who they were. They were literally getting millions, making my shitbox series look like crap.
I think I know what you're talking about.
They did like little food reviews, like.
Did they do some funny? They done some.
There was like
I think I know what you're talking about. Did they make funny voices? Funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. And so they did that, and for 2 months they were on top of the world, man. But then after that, thing is with TikTok, people get bored of your content so quickly, and people are looking for a new trend and a new way to move on. Yeah. So it's like, they kind of fell off a little bit, and their whole comments were just full of you fell off, and it's man. And I felt sorry for them really because they were just two nice lads making some funny videos. But that's the thing with TikTok is that it's very trend based. So your content will be trending like I'm sick, blah blah blah. But then a few months down the line, people are on to the next thing. So that's the problem with it. I found.
I mean, see, going back to there's different types of TikTok because again, you're like you have a story. You're building this car. You're getting people to pick the next modification. It's a journey, and so it's a lot deeper in that aspect with like people's input and seeing new things. But like going back to like I don't want to get caught on the boobies, but there's so many girls who get on there and they do dance. Yeah. What they've got to do is just wear a different outfit, dance to a different song. And do you find like I don't even know if you know, but can they keep momentum more, or do they trend?
Because that never gets boring.
Damn
the
right.
problem is but yeah, the thing is like that. Obviously, guys are always going to like see content like that. So the thing is with my content is that especially with TikTok, I just started to notice after doing the third one that people just commented the same stuff. Spoiler, rap, tints, boom. And I was like, look, if I keep on doing this, I'm just going to make cars all exactly the same, just with different colours and just all big wings, all lowered, held. Like that's literally it got repetitive.
Yeah.
I thought I want to change it up, and also TikTok does not pay at all. Well, it does, but it may as well be nothing. Like literally,
really?
I've probably got over 100 million TikTok views, which is
okay. I was about to say £100 million. I think fuck you now, bro.
Yeah, make my pocket. But yeah, it's a TikTok view, by the way. It's not even comparable to a YouTube view. It's so much more difficult to get a YouTube view. But anyways, 100 million TikTok views, and they paid me like $2,000 on a creator fund.
No,
not even that, mate. It's so bad.
But is that right? So YouTube, it kind of works on a different CPM. So like if you're getting views from America, your thing might be a little bit higher per view, or 1,000 views, whatever it is. Is it the same TikTok, or is it like a flat rate?
I actually don't know how it works, to be honest. You just see the money in your creator fund, and you're like, that's how much I've got. And it's one of those things where I was spending, a couple £100 per episode on whatever mod it was.
Oh, you weren't even making it back?
I wasn't making it back.
Yeah.
I set up like a donation thing so people could donate, and I did actually manage to get, a couple thousand through donations, which was really nice. So I managed to allow me to keep doing it for that season.
Yeah.
But then I just figured like, bro, if I want to do this full time, which I do, like I saw people like yourself, and I saw people like Matt Armstrong, like these are two people that I watched, quite a lot when I was doing it. Yeah. I was like, they're on YouTube, they're making good money. I'm not going to be able to do it here because even if I do the odd sponsorship, I can't integrate it into a TikTok like you can in a YouTube. Like at the beginning of your video, you say A-Plan Insurance, you say, maybe this lot have sponsored it, blah, blah, blah. You've got loads of different ways you can make money. You've got the merch, you've got the ad revenue, you've got the sponsorships. All of that can be encompassed in one video. But with a TikTok, you've got to either do an advert TikTok. You can't do, for example, I couldn't do an episode on the Shipbox series and do an advert in the same one because people would just
turn off. As soon as you start talking,
because they come across it via the For You page, which is just swipe. It's so easy to get to a new video. You can get bored so easily. On YouTube, you're a bit more committed to watching the whole thing. So that's why I was like, you know what? No matter where TikTok goes, in my head, this is not going to be sustainable for me to do all this car stuff and all this filming on that platform. So that's when I decided to make the move to go to YouTube.
Okay.
And it's growing slowly, but that's kind of part of it that I quite like, to be fair.
Yeah, because I guess with TikTok, it just went boom.
In a month, I went from 100 to 1 million in a month.
Wow.
And it's just crazy. I was getting 100,000 new followers like every couple of days.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
And it is crazy. And at the time, it felt amazing. But I look back on it and I just think, yeah, I had a good idea. Like, I luckily just came across this good idea. But it's in a weird kind of way. I didn't really feel like I deserved the following I had.
Really?
Because it's like
but that's
I don't
crazy.
really feel like I did that much for it. Whereas with YouTube, I put my heart and soul in it. I'm working, long hours to get the videos done to a standard which I think that's a really good video. And even though the numbers aren't crazy, I'm just kind of getting started. But I enjoy the process and much more. It's way more fulfilling. Like it seems
you're
to me like
you're working for those views, and
exactly.
Perhaps the views count for a little bit more. It's like that. Like people have to. Whereas you say like the For You page or whatever, you just flick through.
Yeah.
People stumbling across your video. People have to check for you a little bit more on YouTube.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They have to invest a little bit more.
Yeah, they do. And it's
you know what I mean?
way more rewarding. Like when you see those comments under your YouTube, like great editing. Like I saw a comment and it was like, oh, those quick cuts and those like zooms in the explaining part was so sick. And I was like, oh, do you know that?
Yeah.
I love that because I've purposely put that in there and I've gone to loads of effort to do that. With TikTok, it was literally just pick up the phone. Today we're doing this. Zip, 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 zip. There it is. Top comment picks the next mod and boom. 200, 300,000 views minimum.
Crazy. And although I know you kind of don't feel like it's worth as much as YouTube, whatever, I still think you should be fucking proud of that, bro. Because you had an idea.
Yeah.
You've done the idea. You utilised it. You fucking executed it. You killed it.
Yeah. No, and I think
that's big.
I think the thing that I look back on and I think like, yeah, I'm happy I did that. Because it gave me, a platform to do other things off. Like people, like a lot of people kind of knew who I was, or more specifically about my car. A lot of people know about my car, and that gave me kind of the momentum to go on to other platforms. So I'm really glad that I did it on that side of things. But when it comes to the idea and the execution of the idea, the thing that I knew would separate me from other people is the fact that I actually did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
Because there's a load of people that would just be like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, yeah. End up selling the car a month later. They end up not doing what they were saying they're going to do, and people just get fed up.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where, you know what, I'm actually going to do what everybody wants me to do, because it'll be funny. I'll put a pink fluffy steering wheel if you want, which ended up happening. Yeah. It was just a funny watch, like, he's actually going to do anything we say. Let's comment. Like, I want my comment to be next. And that's why I got kind of traction. So, I'm glad I've done it, and I am proud of it. Yeah. But it's you
feel like you've got to move on.
Yeah, I feel like, what, where do I go from there? Like, obviously 1 million followers on TikTok, that was my goal from like as soon as I started the Shitbox series and I saw the growth, I was like, I want to get to 1 million. I want to get to 1 million. Like, that'd be so sick. And then I got there and it was just like, so quickly, they were just like, bro, I there's 2 million next, but what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you on? What are you on now?
1.2. So 1.2. It's literally stayed there for about a year.
Really? It's because the idea kind of become such a new thing.
It's a bit of that, but it's also it is a bit of that, but it's also the fact that I just haven't been putting my work into it. Like if I really wanted to, I could maybe be on 1.4, 1.5 if I really put everything into it, but. I don't know.
Do people know this? 'Cause I didn't know. Like I don't know if it's a bit of an exclusive or this is well known, because again I watch your TikTok stuff, but when I'm on TikTok, I'm at work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm getting to the good stuff.
Yeah.
But like, do people know this on you on TikTok, or is it you still trying to hold that platform down?
That's the thing. Like, obviously I try and juggle it, but most of my time and effort goes into YouTube because it's what I enjoy. It's what I know if I do get the growth is what's going to pay the bills in the future. But yeah, the people on TikTok are like, oh, why aren't you not posting? Like, what are you doing? Like, you got this platform, you're not doing anything with it. It's like I'm moving over to YouTube. That's where I want my focus to be in the future, because I can see a future there. I can't see a future just doing TikToks. If I want to do what I want to do, which is crazy builds, like buying different cars, like testing the cars, like having fun, like creating videos. I love the creation and building that catalogue of videos that you know you're proud of. I love that feeling. But with TikTok, I just don't feel like it's the same.
So you say like a video feels like a bit like a more of a throwaway video.
Yeah, and it feels like it's the kind of thing you just chuck on your Instagram story. Like, you're right, guys. Like, I saw your Instagram story this morning. Like, we're in the podcast.
Yeah.
The time that it took you to film that is literally the time it took to film a TikTok. It's just It's crazy. So that's why, like, I don't know. For me, the fulfillment wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going on YouTube, and I absolutely love YouTube. Even though, man, the numbers, it's such slow growth. Like this morning, I went up 100 subs. I was like, yes.
That's kind of sick.
Like,
do you know what? We're crazy though, yeah, because it's crazy because like 100 people that want to follow your shit is a lot of fucking people.
Exactly, bro. And it's
you know what I mean?
And with YouTube, that I feel like the numbers aren't inflated. So when I see 50,000 views or 20,000 views or whatever it is, I feel like that's 20,000 people. With TikTok, I feel like it's got 1 million views, but one person who's been on their TikTok, during that session, they would have scrolled through probably about 50 different videos.
Yes, yeah.
And when you're on YouTube, you maybe watch one or two.
Exactly.
So it's like,
they've chose to dedicate their time to you.
Rather than them just stumble across a video because it's worked with an algorithm.
Yeah.
So
and they're subscribing too.
Yeah.
No, hang on. No, it's the same, innit? You follow.
The thing is, even the following mechanism on TikTok's far easier. It's right next to the like. It literally just, boom. It's less simple. Like, obviously...
Bro, I've hit it by accident. I'm following this person. How the fuck am I following this person? Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, exactly, bro. So it's one of those things where, like, everyone on TikTok has an account. Everyone, like, YouTube, some people watch without an account. So they might not be able to subscribe because they're not logged into a YouTube account. Because you can still watch YouTube without an account, but you can't watch a TikTok without an account. Yeah. So it's just, by default, there's just more people that are available to follow you. And they're going to stumble across your videos more because they watch like 50 to 100 TikToks per session. So on YouTube, you only get one or two. Like when I'm on YouTube, I watch one or two videos before it's taken too much of my time and I need to go and do something else.
Definitely.
So that's why I feel like the numbers on on YouTube, it's way more representative of like the people who are actually into your content and like they've chosen to watch you, and it's more rewarding.
Yeah.
And they watched 10 minutes of their time.
Now I don't know, like, so I'm thinking like, because obviously someone must be making money out of TikTok, or some creators must be making money. Do TikTok reach out to certain people and like pay them on shit?
So what you can do is there's this feature called TikTok Marketplace, and you can get brand deals through there. But again, the problem with it is people on TikTok. I think from my kind of observation, a lot more immature and young compared to the audience on YouTube. And if you're out there posting adverts, like you're trying to make some money because you have to, especially if you're doing car content, you know how expensive it is. Like, you've got to do some adverts to make some money so that you can 100%. Make the content that you want to entertain everyone.
Exactly.
But these people, like, you post an advert. Like, I posted an advert yesterday with Cloudburst. And I don't want to look at the comments. Because I know what they're going to be. You're a sellout, like...
Bro,
blah, blah.
This is the thing, people want to see crazy shit. They want to see crazy ideas. They want to see these builds. They want you to dedicate your life to making them a nice, sick video.
Yeah,
Don't realise, bro, you still need to eat. You still need to fucking be able to buy shoes and da-da-da-da. You need to be able to pay for the builds that you're making videos of. 100%. But as soon as you make a little bit of a promo, as soon as you work with a company to make a promo, which 9 times out of 10, for me at least, is going straight back into the channel or paying for a cards monthly or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But they get upset, oh, bro, too much adverts, man. What the fuck is this? You just it's like, bro, how much do you pay to subscribe to my fucking channel?
Free.
Exactly. What are you complaining, man?
You gotta watch a 30 to 90 second advert.
Exactly.
Like,
and do you know what? If you don't like it, skip the fucking thing.
Exactly.
No need for the comment. And do you know what? It'll be in a sick video too. And it won't say nothing about the sick video and just cuss the thing.
Bro, yeah, that winds me up as well. I mean? Like, I'm there, like, I've edited this video to the inch of my life.
Yeah.
And they've got a little advert in there.
Yeah.
Adverts in there.
Yeah.
Ruin the video.
Exactly.
I'm like, bro.
Exactly. With right, so again, there's like our ads or product placement that we put in there personally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of peas there. But there's also, do you see like the ads that we get our ad revenue off?
Yeah.
So the ones that are just put in wherever. Do you structure where they go in, or do you just let YouTube put them in for you?
I just let YouTube put them in.
Best way to do it. So that's 100%. I saw that I started, funnily enough, earning a little bit more on videos when I let YouTube do it, because I used to pick the right places.
Yeah.
And I never used to try and put like 10. You find people, they'll put 1 billion or try to put 1 billion adverts in, because you can see where they've tried to place them. But YouTube won't make you watch them all. Like, they'll only try. For instance, if I put or tried to put 15 adverts in a video, it'll only make you watch like max 4 or 5 or whatever. Yeah. So I just let YouTube put the videos in now where they want or whatever.
Yeah.
And I still get people saying, bro, why are you putting so many videos in? I can't watch this, man. There's a video. Sorry, why are you putting so much ads in? There's an ad every. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even putting them in. I've just let YouTube do its thing. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I have no control over that. I'm just letting it do its normal thing. Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
And I say that, you know, I'm sitting there negatively, and I've said it in like positive ones about these people that say this and that. Bro, I've got so much fucking good subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Like I get like the video, like my shout out to everyone who subscribed to me, because most people are fucking good as gold. Like, you know what I mean?
Mate, I think generally the car scene gets a bad rap. It's generally a really positive place, but it's just like, as you know, there's the odd person that, you know, has got something to say that's negative. But like I've seen your comments, I've seen, you know, my comments are positive, and you know, it's a lovely thing to see when you've done a video and everyone's like, oh, that was sick. You know, it keeps me motivated, because I just see that people are appreciating what I'm doing.
Exactly. And it's nice. It's nice to see too, because again, going back to I think what we were talking about before, not wanting to be perceived as a dickhead or like a fool or like a clown or whatever. But it's nice to see that you can be yourself and people connect, and there's not a lot of negativity around your channel. But I think that's due to the individual. If you're a negative person, if you're a very what would be the word? Forgot the word, but basically controversial. If you're a controversial character where you're really opinionated, or you do something that's a lot of people might not like, then you're going to attract quite a lot of negativity.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? But so basically I say that because if you're a positive person, and if you are putting out good energy, generally it attracts good energy.
100%.
If that makes sense.
And it's one of those things where with content, I know you do this, and I do this as well. Try and keep it PG. No opinions. Like, there's no need. Like, if people want to watch my video, they want to watch it because they want to see some sick cars, or they want to watch an entertaining video, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They don't want like opinions or controversial stuff or any negativity.
Yeah.
They just want to watch a nice, entertaining video. And I think that's quite an important thing when doing content, is keeping it you know, relaxed and entertaining, and not too like, it's not too deep and controversial. I think like avoiding controversial topics is quite an important thing.
But it works for some people, because it's crazy, because negativity, although you don't want to see it, you almost want to watch it so you can have an opinion on how negative this person is.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so I say that because you've got channels out there that are very controversial, and fuck me, they get 1 billion subscribers and they get 1 million views each video, because it's viewing, like, it's something to watch, you know what I mean? Sometimes it attracts more views, whether they're good or bad views. Like, you know?
And it's like with the thing at VMAX with LLF and DMO.
Yes.
Like, that was obviously a bit of a, you know, a negative thing that happened, but bro, did that get attention?
It did.
And so that, I mean, it's just an example. Like, you know, even though, you know, you and I try and keep controversial stuff out of our videos, something like that, even though it's pretty controversial what happened, it banged views.
Bro, that, like, it's crazy because, like, granted, I don't condone anything, but we don't see that stuff happen all the time. So when something as crazy as that happens, two big content creators, and it's all televised, like, now, you can't go, nowadays, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen on camera. Someone's got a camera, innit? Like, you know what I mean? Someone's got a phone, right? So, and there was bare different angles of it, and there was a bit of backwards and forwards and whatever after and before, there was a bit of a build-up. And it's like, you don't condone it, like, you fucking want to see what happens, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You want to see what's going on, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, he's been knocked out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man, that's mad. That's mad. That situation was mad. How long? That was a while ago, but it still seems like, because you know what's crazy? So the first podcast guest was DMO on my my podcast, and I remember I asked him about that, and I felt like at that point it had happened a while ago. So that first podcast was about 1 year and 4 months ago, I want to say, because I think it was in January last year. So it must be knocking on 2 years ago's door, you know? Yeah. It was before lockdown.
It's weird because for me it feels like yesterday, but then when I think about it, I'm actually like, no, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
But you know what's mad? And this is why I don't want to fuck up at anything, or get into, like, bro, that shit's still there on the internet, like, and that is always going to be there.
It's going to be there forever. Yeah. Like, literally, it's one of those things where, on the internet, like, you got to be careful.
Yeah, bro, people will bring that back. Like, they'll bring that shit back.
But you can do something stupid, or you could do something that you regret, and you could be like, everyone, I'm really sorry, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Two years later, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to make a video, blah, blah, blah. Oi, but you did that thing, like, 2 years ago. Like, do you remember?
Exactly.
And it's like, oh,
bro, so this is the worst one, and I don't know if you all know it, but there'll be people out there who know this one.
Yeah.
So there was this fella, I don't know his name, a black guy, yeah? It was on New Year's. He was caught on like a stairwell after a club or during, I don't know, New Year's party or whatever, but a stairwell outside licking a girl out. Do you know what I'm talking about? No. Alright, cool. So he was caught licking a girl out, right? I might be saying this to add some entertainment value, but I feel like she might have been on her Reds. No, she wasn't. She wasn't on her Reds. No, that's a lie. Fuck it, she was on her Reds. There you go. No, I don't know if she was. But anyway, he was caught licking this girl out. And someone was videoing it. He turned round, got a picture of him, like, you know what I mean? And I can't remember the exact video. But he then, this is like at the beginning of memes. So then he become a meme, like a picture of him, like New Year's party, and then it's got like a picture of him. Like they found a random photo of the brother, yeah? And he got like, bro, like for the first year, 2 years, man was like a meme. Like, to the point where I hope the guy hasn't got any underlying mental health or that kind of shit will open up mental health that you didn't know you had. Because people, 100%. Bro, like, with that kind, that's bullying, yeah? Like, he might kill him. Right, granted, he done a fucked up thing. Bro, you shouldn't have done it. You should have left that for the behind the scene, behind closed doors, right? And do what you're doing. But he done it in a bit of a mad way, so yeah, we don't rate you for that. But, actually, maybe we rate you for that. There might be people who's into that. That might have been his thing. That might have been the 20th time he'd done it. He's just never been caught anymore.
It's one of those things where he's just done something one night, split decision.
Yeah, he might have been pissed as a fart.
Yeah.
He didn't even know. He tripped over, the pussy was there, he fell into it, and it just, he probably didn't, but, you know, it was probably a stupid split-second mistake. Fucking bit mad, granted. But, bro, I say that because I feel like this happened 6, 7, 8 years ago. Bro, every fucking year at New Year's Eve, yeah, or New Year's, yeah, there's a meme going around.
Oh, God.
I shit you not, someone told me he moved to Africa. Because of this fucking meme, bro.
I don't blame him. Like, the internet can be so savage, man.
It's so cold.
That's why, like when you become big time. Like, for example, there are some people on TikTok who are just 10 mil, 15 mil followers. When something happens to them, life over.
Yeah.
Like there was this girl called Sienna May, and it was all over TikTok, and she sexually abused this guy or something, and she had like 16 mil followers or something.
Okay.
She lost like 1 million, and bro, that's it. Life ruined. Like literally, that's it. Game over. Yeah. And obviously, that's like quite a deep thing to do.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things where if something does happen, and people on the internet find out about it, and you've got a following like that,
bro, it's peak.
It's over.
Do you know that you know when you've got a following and something happens like that? I know, again, going back to negativity, sometimes it can work in your favour.
Yeah.
In terms of getting more,
like sometimes any press is good press. But in a situation like that,
that's not the press you want.
Yeah,
that's not. It's mad, bro. Like basically, all I'm saying is like there's people out there doing some mad shit and they're ruining their lives like overnight, very quickly because the internet is a mean place, bro. It's a mean place. But on top of that, sometimes. In fact, I feel like some of these like crazy little stupid things that people fuck up in life, like the individuals, get more press than the big. Things that really matter, like Crane and like all the like the big things, like
it's crazy.
You know what I mean? People care.
People love hating on somebody who's even if the mistake is unforgivable. People love just doing fuck you, blah blah blah. Like if it's something like Ukraine where it's like it's a war, nothing really we can do about it. It's just like we can only kind of view from an outsider's perspective. When it's something like that, where it's some you can put a face to whoever's done the whatever it is, and it's just like people love like that gang mentality, and it's just can be savage.
And going back to it, like you see, when I was growing up, like obviously there was bullying, but it's gonna be physical bullying or mental bullying to your face. But there's a whole new type of bullying now, cyberbullying, and that's a fucking real thing, bro. Like
100%.
And again, for a little, like for me, even like if I was getting bullied, if like I can take a joke, I'm pretty thick-skinned. I know I will never please everyone, but like I feel like if someone like everyone was just getting at me like bullying, it would be hard for me too. Yeah, let alone an undeveloped kid that's getting it, where everyone's impressions of this kid would really matter to him. Like, bro, it's a hard time to be a kid in respects of, what is available when these kids... Because, like, now back in the day, the bullying's going to happen when you leave your house. Because it can't... Don't get me wrong, people get bullied by family members and domestic abuse. Right? Won't say too much about that. But generally, if you're going to school and the bullies are at school or out on the road, your safe place is your house, right? So you can only get bullied when you leave your house. Now, You get bullied, bro.
Wherever you
You get
you
bullied.
always got your phone on.
Yeah, you're going home and getting bullied. Like,
and
you know
it's
what I
one
mean?
of those things where people are going to be much more brutal on the internet when they've got this account. This is like an anonymous account, and they've got like, they don't care how it makes you feel. They're just gonna fucking unload whatever it is they're thinking. Like, if you're meeting someone face to face, somebody might think something of you, but most of the time, nobody's going to say it to your face.
Exactly.
So it's like on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever it is, people can just
let loose. Yeah.
Let loose. Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel a lot of it is throwaway comments, and half of the time they don't understand what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? They might just throw away a loose comment, but it will really upset the individual. Like, you know what I mean? They just go about their day. Like, you know what I mean? I don't fucking know. Or the worst one is when someone says a comment, it's negative, and loads of people like that comment. Just just hitting that like, it's like fuck.
Delete.
Straight up, bro.
No one's seeing that.
Innit? That's the worst thing. That's what I'd like. Don't get me wrong. I get so many positive fucking comments, right?
Yeah.
But now and again, you get one. Do you know what? This is the worst one. You get a negative comment. It's kind of true.
And it's kind of true, bro. And
like, people start liking it. It's like no. We need to stop. We nip this in the bud.
Mate,
take this off.
When it's the ones that you're like, nah, that's bullshit. Sometimes I'm like, do you know what?
Yeah.
I know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
When this one, I was like,
kind of real.
They kind of got a point there.
Yeah, that is peak. It's peak. So is that kind of the Jack Mcneill of the future now? It's moving away completely from TikTok? Are you still going to try and keep a presence on TikTok?
I still want to keep a presence on there because I can't lie. The views on TikTok are so good. Like, they're so good. It's so easy to get a view compared to YouTube. I think I might do another shitbox series on TikTok, and just because people love it, and it is a good thing to get the community involved in a car. I really enjoy doing it as well. But then it's one of those things where I'm going to do that when I have the ability to do that financially, because it's one of those things where I know it's not gonna pay the bills for it. You know what I mean? So,
is TikTok not looking to because I know with YouTube it didn't at first when it started there was no monetization, and it went monetized, and then it kind of kicked back, and then it can change, right? Is what I'm getting at. And is there not like scope for money to be made?
I've thought about that, but I just think the way I look at it, the very nature of how TikTok works. They've introduced 10-minute videos now, but
is it?
Yeah, they have. But
oh fuck that! That for me isn't TikTok anymore.
Who would watch a 10-minute?
Bro, I've just about got time for a 3-minute one, because I think that's as long as it used to be, innit? A 3-minute one, it's got to be very engrossing.
Yeah, man.
But I'm on that quick moving stuff.
Exactly, and it's like that's the problem with it, because that's the very nature of how TikTok works is the problem with it, because I don't see in my head how I can make engaging, fulfilling, fun content on building a car. That's gonna take some patience to watch, but at the end it's gonna be a real fulfilling kind of video to watch. I don't see how you can implement that into an app where it's so fast paced, and the very way it's designed is to keep you scrolling and to keep you doing that. No one's gonna watch a 10-minute video, especially if it has an advert integration in there.
No.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, look, if I want to make money on TikTok, I've got to do a whole TikTok dedicated to an ad and try and find a way of making it entertaining. But that is so difficult, and also. With YouTube, I've found that a lot of companies are willing to just do it again. Like, for example, Matt Armstrong, I keep on mentioning.
Yeah. He's
He's
like the promo god.
Yeah.
Promo king.
Bro, because I watch all his videos. So I was watching his videos, and he gets an advert in there, and he does it in an entertaining way, and it doesn't kind of make me want to click off the video. I know he's got to do it, kind of thing.
With Matt, yeah. Right. So like, I love Matt. Like, you know what I mean? I've had him on the podcast. Very, very nice guy. But so when he started doing his promos, they're so fucking cringy, but because he drops it in every single one, you just accept it as part of this is him, and now it's at a point where so watch it to see what he's doing today.
I think don't get me wrong, they can be quite cringy, but I'd rather it be cringy and entertaining than boring.
Bro, he's got a way of doing it where. Although I'm not saying, sorry Matt, if you're listening, and to any of it, I'm not saying he's cringy. Yeah.
Funny,
but it's funny. It's like it's unapologetically a fucking promo.
Exactly.
But he does it in his way that we just accept it. Do you know what I mean?
And I think like a lot of the times it almost adds to his videos, because I watched a video and I was like, because I watch a lot of his videos. Like, for example, if I'm trying to do an ad, I'll be like, look, how has Matt done it? And I watched him do this video, and I can't remember what the sponsorship was, but he started rapping,
Oh,
and I was there, and I was just watching it, and then he just did a little clip where he was like in his editing room watching, like, what the fuck is this? And it just cracked me up, bro. And I was just laughing. I was like, that's such a genius way of putting it in there.
He has, remember we was talking about certain sciences to certain things.
Yeah.
I feel like he's tapped into certain sciences of. I guarantee he's got an amazing viewership. I guarantee that people watch his videos from start to fucking finish. Like, they probably don't even skip. And on top of that, his audience, like, he'll put up a video, and bro, like his view count in like 24 hours, flies.
Unreal.
He gets it right. Man.
I've seen one of his videos, like he's on the Aston Martin.
Bro,
400,000 views in
a
couple of days, bro. I was like,
bro,
what the fuck?
Man's flying. But you can only respect that because he's a guy who started from humble beginnings too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And he's a hard-working guy. And then he's now found his niche, and he's got people's attention. And bro, to be dropping a video, like he must be making a good living off this. But he deserves it because the amount of people 100%. Who he's probably making happy. If people are that they want to click on a video that fast, you must be a highlight of their fucking day. Like, you know what I mean? So he's bringing happiness to these 250,000 people that might watch the video in the first 2 days. He deserves to be paid for that shit. And I know his builds ain't free, like, you know what I mean? So, like, they'll cost money. But all I'm saying is it seems, as anyone that I could point out that I know kind of directly who is doing it right, he's doing it right. Like, you know what I mean? Right. I feel like, granted, I've got more subscribers than him.
Yeah.
But I don't get his viewership.
Mate,
do you know what I mean?
His viewership has always been crazy. That's the thing. Like, even like when he came on the pod, he had like 200k, right?
Yeah.
He was still getting like over 100k, like the odd one over 200k, like every single time. Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's just so it's crazy how like the numbers that he was doing. And I think it has something to do with the journey, and like his followers love watching a car become, you know, the finished product. Like, that's what they like watching, and I think it is a really entertaining thing to watch.
And I also think there's so with salvage stuff, and this is how I used to think anyway. Like, I think we've all been tempted at some point to buy a Cat D or a Cat C because bro, I could drive that car for 10 grand less, whereas my budget might have only got me to that car.
Yeah, man.
I could look that much more expensive in that car, or that much more bossy.
Insurance gets
do you know? Exactly. And I don't think you can finance Cat Ds and Cs. I might be wrong,
know.
But it's a very tempting thing. But then, if you want to save even more money, you buy the car fucked up. You buy it before it's been repaired.
And I think the another reason why he does so well is because he gets those cars. And do you know what? For a lot of people, they're still too expensive. But for some people, they're actually, you know, it's in the realms of possibility buying a car.
There you go.
That is that damaged.
Yeah.
Like a Maserati that's damaged.
Yep.
Or a Golf R that's damaged. That can be quite cheap, you know.
Yeah,
and it's like it's one of those people where people can actually like think, you know what? One day, if I save up enough, I could actually do this. It's in the realms of possibility for me. So
if you're not in a rush too, you can have this and you can chip away at it a little bit, boom, 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 and I can have a car, maybe even, I wouldn't say near on half the price, maybe. Who knows?
Like, you know, that's it. He had this Bentley. That's one of the things that I think made the channel blow.
Yeah.
And Bentley's one of those cars where it's like, you know, I'm in a Bentley.
Yeah.
And he rebuilt a Bentley. He was like, I think he bought it for 10 grand or something. And he went to Monaco, and it was just like he fit in Monaco with like a 10 grand Bentley, and it's just like things like that. It's like actually quite sick. Like you know that kind of lifestyle. By doing stuff like that, it isn't so far out of reach as some people might think.
That's it. And I think with YouTube and anything to a certain extent, it's all about it's about the like being real. Like, you want to connect with your viewer. Most people aren't millionaires. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's a demographic for people doing crazy shit that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get the attention of the millionaires, like, and connect with those. But when you can be real, when it's obtainable, like, you know what I mean. It definitely it resonates more so with the masses because most people haven't got lots and lots of money.
And I think that point you made, I think, is another reason why the Shitbox series did how well it did, because it was literally a £300 Nissan Micra.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny. Anybody who can afford a car can afford a Nissan Micra. And it's like, it's just one of those things where I love doing stuff to cars that are of that kind of price range, like sub 2k. That's where I love buying cars. And it's like, there's so many things you can do to those cars, and like I just think you can make a build out of a Nissan. Sorry, I've gone on to a little Nissan. Why Nissan Micra?
Cool,
so
bro.
good.
Bro, do you know what? I found out there's a proper Nissan Micra community out there.
There's a Nissan Micra community, and there's a Nissan Micra aftermarket, mate. Gizfab, like I've said Gizfab on my socials quite a bit. They're a company that do stuff. They generally specialise in micros, and it is sick, mate. You name it, you can pick it up. There's a bit of a waiting time, which is the only con, but they're
probably like, oh fuck, someone's ordered it. We've actually got to make this now. We didn't fucking think someone would order this. It's one of those ones.
They're not like a big corporate company. They are a small company, but you can pick up anything: supercharger kit, turbocharger kit, roll cage, exhaust, coilovers, good coilovers, budget coilovers. Like they do everything. Yeah. It's so sick, and like, the fact that you got something like that for a car like an Nissan Micra. It opens up for people to do a really cool build for 5k, a turbocharged build for sub 5k.
Yeah.
When, obviously a build like that, like turbocharging a car, is generally far more expensive than that. And it's that's why I think you can do cool builds for cheap. I mean, even the guy that came in, he did it for 600 quid. I mean,
oh really? Is it?
Yeah, no, the guy. That
sorry, the guy that come on my channel. Yeah, 600 quid. But again, he done. Like you say, you got Gizfab.
Yeah.
He was the fab.
Mate,
he fucking done everything into that car, bro. Like that, and I think that's why it was so funny. I think he's the roll cage is made out of like scaffolding. So it looked like drain pipes just fucking welded together, bro. Like it was mad. I was in there. I was like, fuck, bro. If this flips, it's gonna chop us in half. Like, you know what I mean? We're fucking dead. But that's part of the appeal of it. Like, you know what I mean? But also, you got. We've been very focused on the Micra and TikTok. You got other cars, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your other cars.
Okay, so I've just bought a car. Actually, this is going to go live after my video.
Yeah, this is a couple of weeks.
So I bought a Clear 182.
Bad man.
Track car, bro.
Bad man.
I've got it outside as well. So
have you?
See it afterwards. Yeah. And it's bro, I can't wait to get into it. It's going to be track spec. And do you know what? Do you know why I bought it, Jamie?
Go on.
Your fault.
Go on.
You took me to the track. And I fell in love, bro.
Yes.
I was ragging Boris.
Was that your first time on the track? Sick.
I went to Japfest and I've been around Silverstone, but it's not the same. Like when you're on a track day and you could come back and you're like with everyone who's taking a car, it's just the vibe,
yeah.
So I literally, as soon as I got home, I was like, right, I am putting my purple Micra, which I had, putting that up for sale. The Mini's going for sale. Bish bash bosh, let's get some money in. I want to buy a Clio. Yes. And I was like, the 182 it was like
perfect track car.
They're so
perfect track car, bro. You can slap that around the track all day, yeah. And bro, for one, if you know how to drive that fucker, you're taking over everyone. Well, mate, you're taking over faster cars because the way they go through corners, you'll get them up on free wheels. They're renowned for cocking up fucking on the free wheels, and you can just slap them all day. They're fucking good as gold most of the time.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be brake kits, tires, wheels, suspension, mate. You name it, bro. Everything's gonna do done.
Track build specifically.
Spec full. Fucking plastic windows, mate. You name it, bro.
You're going in.
But it's gonna be sick. But the other one I have is I've got a BMW E46. It's my daily 325 Ci. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna M54 B30 engine swap that. So it's got the
M54 B30. So the twin turbo.
So that's the naturally aspirated.
Oh.
Do you know the 330 Ci?
Yeah.
E46. So that one comes with a 3 litre naturally aspirated inline-6, and my engine is a naturally aspirated inline-6, but it's 2.5 litre. So it has extra
2.5 litre. I thought they were still 3 litres, but
nah. See, mine's a 2.5 litre. So that's the.
Oh no, you get a 328.
Yes.
Yes.
So the 328 is a 2.5. The 323 is a 2.5. The 325 is a 2.5. Okay. The 330 is a 3 litre.
Got you.
And yeah, so I've got one of those engines sat, and I'm going to get that in. And it's going to be, I mean, a lot of people say that's a bit pointless. Why don't you just buy a 330? Because I want to do the build. I want to put an engine in myself and say I did that.
Tell me this though. So you're going from the 325 to the 330 NA.
Yes.
How much more power does that get you?
So a lot of my mates have gone to it's like that's a bit pointless. 40 brake horsepower. Right. Okay.
Can't you turbo it though?
The thing. Right. Okay. I could turbo it, but I've turboed a car, and I broke 4 engines.
Yeah.
3 engines. And I know how stressful and annoying a turbo can be. You've got fuel management, ECU, custom loom, turbo kit itself, mapping. There's loads of costs involved with it. It'd be so expensive, especially on an inline-6. And I just thought, do you know what? £950.
Is that what you paid?
Plus that was including the loom, the throttle, the key, everything, the barrels, everything, and that was £950. Plus that was including delivery as well.
Okay.
And what else? For 40 brake horsepower and a lot more torque, by the way. It's not just a horsepower, it's a lot more torque. These engines...
That's a remap, isn't it? It's like a remap.
I've been in my mate's car, and it's put me back in my seat, and it feels sick. And I was like, what else could you do for £950 to get 40 horsepower naturally aspirated?
bro, when we're talking about naturally aspirated, you spend fucking $5,000 to get 40 horsepower.
That's why I want
if
to
you're
do
not
the
swapping the
engine
engine.
swap.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do the engine swap. Not only because I think it's a really noticeable difference because I've been out on my mate's 330 and it is a big difference.
Okay.
But also because it's great content.
Yeah.
I think it's great content. Like obviously, most logically thinking people would just go and buy a 330, and that's fair enough. But for me, I would love the fact that after I'm driving the car and I've made it faster myself, I don't know, that feeling is just I don't know, I like it.
Of course.
So I'll be like, I swap that.
Fair play.
And it's also another opportunity to learn how it works because I know how micro engines works and that's it.
Yeah. It's a journey for you, isn't it? I mean, funnily enough, I was having this conversation, and look, I think it's a journey for me too. Like when I got into YouTube, I knew about my car. I knew about the cars that I'd had.
Yeah.
But I didn't know all the cars, and I think no one does. You know a little bit, but I guess someone who says they know everything knows fuck all. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those. But like with as much like I think with your journey, it's more the mechanical journey. You're learning about this and that. Where I've kind of done that, trucks and shit. Like I've done that. Yeah. Now it's more about learning more about how this car feels, how that car feels. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's my journey, and I'm still learning. Like, you know what I mean? And I think with cars that and this, I think it's a bit shit, but at the same time, it's what people want to see, and I don't know how I feel about it. But with cars that are getting more and more powerful, and there's always new experiences to be had in how a car makes you feel, I guess. The only problem with that, the disc is the more powerful the car gets, the bigger the disconnect with the normal person. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like you're doing the right thing. Like, taking it back.
I feel like it's not like, there's one right way of doing it. I think there's a gap in the market for people who want to see massive horsepower builds, and there's also a gap in the market for people who want to see relatable stuff. Yeah. But I think with your Porsche obviously going over 1,000 brake, that's sick to watch for some people who are aspiring to have a car like that one day.
But there's not a lot of people that are going to be having that kind of car.
Maybe not. But I think with the relatable stuff, people just say, give it a couple months of saving up, I can probably do this.
Exactly.
So it's different, it's horses, of course.
Exactly. And for me, that's why I'm trying to cover all bases, because again, like, as much as this is a journey for me, I don't only aspire to have one car, and I don't only respect cars of one kind of price point or one manufacturer or whatever. Bro, I fucking love my Germans, I love my Jap, there's certain French cars I like. Do you know what I mean? And I want, if I can, to get a few in my collection of each. So that's why I've got 100%. The Honda. I'm a big Honda fanboy, bro.
The Integra build, I've been watching that.
Favourite build?
I love it.
Favourite build?
Bro, the screamer pipe coming through the exhaust is quite possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life,
Shout out to... fuck, they're going to kill me.
Oh, no, he's getting exposed.
Fuck, you put me on the spot here. Keep talking, Jack. Keep talking. Keep talking, and I'm gonna... Oh, mate, they made the sickest exhaust right now. Fucking hell, what they call full throttle, but no, they're not. Keep talking, Jack.
I'm gonna let the silence.
All right, ask me that question again. You didn't even ask me. I was gonna say it, wasn't I?
Who did your exhaust? That screw.
Oh, it's Overkill Performance, bro. Shout out to Overkill Performance.
It's so impressive how you just knew that off.
Come on, bro. I've got to know these things. It's what I do.
But it's my job.
But yeah, no, they done a real sick design with that. But that
build is, bro.
That's a very special.
That's
build.
the one that I've loved watching the most, because it's like but even that rare thing you got for the all-wheel drive.
What was that? Yeah, the wagon bits.
The wagon bits.
Wagon bits.
That I've watched the all-wheel drive. It's sequential. It's got a screw pipe going through the exhaust. It's like a fully built K20, big turbo. Cyvex, bro. Woo! It is sick. It is a sick build,
bro. So I'm. I don't want to scare people away. Yeah, I want people to know there's still going to be really good content coming on the channel. Yeah, but bro, if you think I'm ever spending that much money on a build again, you've got fucking nothing coming.
Really?
That has cost me more. I've never spent so much money on a build. People want to know. People ask, right? And I think I might make a video on it. I'll tell you off. If I haven't already told you before, I don't think I've told you. I'll tell you off camera how much that build's cost me. And a lot of stuff I've got from mates rates, yeah? But I will put it this way, yeah? My new Supra that I bought, yeah? And again, I paid a lot of money for that because overinflated prices right now. I've spent more on modifications, yeah, to my Integra than that car cost me.
Oh my God.
I've spent a lot of money on it. And bro, going back to it, I will never see nowhere near 5% of that back through revenue or videos that I've made in this car, so far at least. Like, you know what I mean? So it's. But
it's a personal thing as well.
It's personal.
That's the thing with YouTube, is that I feel like you've got to sometimes make decisions that don't always make the most monetary sense. Because people have to watch it and say he's doing what he's passionate about.
Exactly. This is, for me, this is the build This is the special one that I do not fucking sell. This is the one that stays in the clip. I don't care if it gets cobwebs. I don't give a fuck. That shit's staying there until there's an event and I'm pulling it out. And I'm doing the party shit.
Blowing the fattest flame through the
Exactly. Bro, it's that. It's a special build.
Yeah, man.
I might be wrong, but with my setup at least, I don't know if there's another one in the world. I know there's 4-wheel drive sequentials. Shout out to TRC, they built one. But on the same like Cyvex and things like that, it's just probably not another one.
That's definitely been my favourite build of yours.
And bro, it's only about to get better because the car, I can officially say now, which is probably because this is probably going to go out in 2 weeks or whatever, but the car is fucking ready. It's ready. And I'm going to film a first drive video on it on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, it's Friday today.
I'll sit in the boot.
What is it? External fueling, bro. There is no boot anymore.
Oh no, is it not?
Yeah. And also, shout out to FEV. This is like becoming a big plug. So FEV are fire suppression people. So if people have seen my Porsche,
I saw your video on that.
Yeah, have you seen my Porsche?
I remember you thumbnailed it. I
clickbaited the shit. Yeah, I had to. Bro, no one's gonna watch it otherwise.
No one's gonna watch fire safety video.
Exactly. Bro, I dropped it at first with a catchy title. Didn't quite say that I'd blown the Porsche. I just had the maddest thumbnail picture.
You got some plausible deniability.
Yeah.
I didn't thumbnail it. You read it back.
Exactly. But then people were like, oh, clickbait. I'm like, no. So I've changed the title and I was like, clickbait. I writ clickbait in it, but I still got the views, which is good because, bro, like, look, there's videos where you're trying to sell a milkshake, yeah? That might not benefit your life. It might. But if you spent 20 grand on a build worth of modifications, fire suppression it's going to save your shit. If you don't need to use it, fucking good on you. Good. But do you know what? If you do need to use it and it saves your 20 grand build for £1,000 install or whatever the fuck it costs, bro, you smashed it. So exactly. For me, I thought it was quite it's relevant. Anyway, that kit, which is like Novec gas or something like that, full electrically fucking distributed, so you press a button, it's got control and all that, fucking injects from loads of different positions. Bro, I've got that in my Integra. The same one for my Porsche, I've now fitted that to my Integra. Bro,
this Integra, bro, there's not a spare penny, like, has not been spent.
But do you know what there is? Because you know what? You do all this, you do all this, and then you look at the outside. Yeah, you look outside, and you're like, now it's got all this hype surrounding it.
Job.
Yeah, bro, it does. Right, so Integras get rust around the rear arches, right?
Oh, yeah.
And mine was, bro, when I bought this car, it did not have fucking rust, yeah? And now it started to bubble around the rear arches, so I'm like, I need to get that fixed, because people are just going to come see the car. It's going to be an attraction when it's there. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be like, oh, fucking hell, it looks a bit scabby in real life. But in real life, it actually doesn't look scabby, but, you know, it's me overthinking things.
But, bro, when you spend money like that on a car, you want it to be absolutely 10-10 perfect.
Bro, it's like one of those ones, you see like Titanic, yeah? Like, if that ship goes down, yeah, I'm going down with it. If it sets on fire, and it's fire suppression, don't turn it out, yeah? I'm going down with it.
I'm going down with the ship.
I'm burning with it. Don't try to rescue me. I'm going down with it.
Living if that
there ain't, bruv. There ain't. Woo! I'm going to have to do a mad insurance scam to try and get that money back or something. Insurance companies don't hate me. Oh, shout out to A-Plan, actually.
Yeah, shout out to A-Plan.
Should be doing that. But, there's, going back to it, there's builds that you do for the journey, and there's builds that you do because you fucking love it. Like, you know what I mean? And you just want to create something. And it's just
special.
For me, don't get me wrong, I love my Porsche. Shout out to ES Motor. Big shout outs. Each and every time. They're like family, yeah? And I love that Porsche. That's a special car. But we haven't cut a fucking transmission ton in it and put 4-wheel drive in it. It's not meant to be. We haven't turboed something that wasn't turbo, built the engine and fucking... Do you know what I mean? There's levels
with the Porsche, it's more kind of building on top of Porsche's already unreal engineering.
Yeah.
With the Integra, it's like... Literally, it looks the same. That's about it.
Yeah. That thing's meant to have 240 brake horsepower with front-wheel drive. Naturally aspirated.
I think it was a 600?
It made 620 on pump fuel. And we haven't done the ethanol map yet.
Yes, I saw that because did something go wrong on the dyno or something?
Yeah, a couple sensors. Sensors gave up. Yes. So although it's Cyvex, right? Cyvex get their sensors from a reputable company, but because of lockdown, as everything is in high demand, they couldn't get their sensors. But you can use different sensors that will work with the Cyvex, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few brands to go for, and we went for the best brand, bar the one that we can't get. And they fucking let go. But anyway, all of that is rectified now. The other thing was the load cell on a sequential. That fucking gave up on life. I was like, what the fuck? All these things going wrong. So we couldn't map in a flat foot shift. That is now mapped in. And all I'm saying is I've actually flat foot shifted. I've driven it. Bro, when I tell you this video, when it drops, yeah, I just hope it all goes to plan because, bro, it's savage. This car's savage.
Do you know what I reckon? That's going to be a car that you ain't going to let anybody else drive. Surely.
I don't want to. I don't want to, but I know there's a queue of people who really want to say, Jay, I want to make a video on that. And I'm like, bro, like, I need to sign a fucking, like, some sort of an agreement. You break this, yeah? Bro, the gearbox on that car is a lot, man.
Bro, it's a sequential.
Like, yeah, don't misshift it and fucking, oh, mate. Like, yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, I've spent a lot of money on it, but I want to use it. I don't want it to be an ornament. Like, I've spent it to fucking send it. And I feel, and that hopefully that's going to be my mentality. What's the point having something that's built for a purpose that you can't use? Yeah. So I'm going to send it. Look, if it breaks 1,000,000 times, then I might be like, oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Maybe I won't send it so hard.
It's funny that because you've got, obviously, on that car, brand new parts. All of them, right?
Well,
pretty much.
But this is the thing, but like when you're talking about the wagon stuff, yeah, they only come off like a 1990 Civic wagon. So it's old mixed with new.
But that's the kind of thing where you can't, like, there's no way there's no way you can get like a new parts for that. But it's weird because I feel like with the builds that I've done, I put new parts on it and I put the old parts back on and they work better. I literally had with Boris, with the micro, I literally had new coil packs, new spark plugs, new injectors, brand new, literally all been either refurbished or brand new off the shelf.
Yeah.
And I put them in, the car breaks 3 times, and one of the times it's a spark plug, one of the times it's an injector, and one of the times it's a coil pack. Fun. And I go and put all the old stuff back in and it hasn't broken.
Yeah.
Fine. It's just like...
It's mad. It's like everything mates up together. It's just made to be. Like the injectors makes a fucking deal with the piston. Yeah. That, I'm going to do this. You're going to have to work with it. And this is how it's going to be. And they all become mates. You introduce someone new to the party and it's like, no, fuck that.
It's very weird, man. But there's always, with builds like your Integra, there's always going to be teething issues. That's what...
Exactly. Well, this is what I'm fully expecting, right? So the car has not been launched, yeah? And I spoke to, shout out to Auto Talk, who built the Integra, right? I spoke to them and Josh, who actually physically built it. Yeah. And I was like, bro, send it in it, like launch it. Like I'm gonna launch it, so so you feel free to launch it. But then we were speaking, they were like, look, we prefer you fucking yeah.
We don't want to
Yeah. They're like, we've built everything to do it, but we prefer you to do it. We don't want to do it wrong and break it, which is understandable. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking send it myself then, yeah? But I shit you not, I'm gonna capture the first send on camera because teething issues, something might go wrong.
Yeah.
And if I don't catch that shit on fucking camera...
Yeah, it's just pointless. Like, right, if it's gonna go wrong, it's on
Better go wrong on camera.
And then at least I get lots of nice...
Exactly. Negative or positive. Look, at least some way the ad revenue is gonna help towards the repair. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe not with that fucking gearbox, but... Yeah, I mean... that car is I can't wait to actually get in it next week. It's really, bro, it's shit you not, like when I done a little first drive video where we weren't properly going for it, but it was just on a base map. Yeah, it's like Christmas, honestly. It's like fucking Christmas.
Bro, I could just like with those sequential gearbox videos, like with the R33 with Darren, or with that R32 that was sequential.
Yeah, shout out to Jam.
With Jam. Yeah. It's one of those things where you shift it and you can feel it, even through the camera. You can feel the mechanical like clunk into it. Bro, that's because I've never driven a sequential. Yeah. But even on camera, I think it's one of those things where it actually portrays really well.
Do you know what?
The anger that
you feel like a mood. You feel like you're part of the car. You like the involvement. Although you're not like H pattern. All right, cool. One way you got to go wham, wham, wham. So you're moving in different directions. But with the sequential, bro, you feel the clunk. It's like boom, through your body. It's like pulling a fucking lever. Like it's mechanical. It's like boom. It's like a factory lever.
It's one of those things where you can't really describe it other than it's like
yeah. It's, bro, and that's how it is. And it's like, oh man, it's just you feel like I don't know, bro. It's just look, anyone who's driven a sequential will know. And I know there's different what's the word? I can't even remember. There's different uses for sequentials. So you'll have sequentials on naturally aspirated cars and everything like that are race cars or whatever, drift cars, like, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of drift cars use sequentials, but then you'll get your high power builds with a sequential, and the time you make up with the sequential shift as opposed to a H pattern shift, like you stay on boost and shit. Oh, bro, it's fucking incredible.
Mate, manual, just like
it's relentless.
DSG, mate.
Yeah. It literally can be. It's not going to be as quick as a DSG, but it's comparable.
It's the closest that you can get.
Yes.
Being as fast as DSG with that engagement.
Yes.
That's what you get the quick shifts and you get the engagement. You got the best of both worlds.
Clutchless shifts too. So your foot is flat on the throttle, and all you're doing is pulling the lever. Wow, rally cars.
I remember watching that R33 video. That was brilliant.
Oh, bro.
Because you could see your.
That was the first time I was like, "What is this?"
You're like, "Fucking ass, fucking have it,
bro." I shit you not. When I first I didn't like. It's such a weird one. I don't know if I've ever told this story before. I wasn't even meant to film that car. I done that. I don't know. I hadn't been doing YouTube for more than a year, maybe. Fuck knows. I can't even remember. But like getting sick cars on the channel was still a struggle. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't pop up all the time because at the end of the day, I'm still a growing YouTuber. And the sick cars might have been going to XY YouTube or whatever. So I was meant to film a certain car, and he pulled out. I can't even remember what car it was, but it weren't fucking anything on a 955 brake horsepower sequential 33 GTR. And I had a group chat, and I've still got that group chat actually from like original OG fucking car feature guys.
Oh yeah.
And I put on it, I was like, has anyone got a mate who wants to fucking do a review? And shout out to Josh, who's got a Nissan R32 GTR, who's been on the channel before. Sick one.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, my mate."
Oh, was that the bloke with the black one?
The black one.
Wow, with that red and
Josh,
white stripe.
Joshua Speed. I think that's his full name. Shout out to him. Sorry if I've said his government. I'm not. Maybe that's his Instagram name, but I've got a feeling that's his real name. Bald fella, looks like.
No way, his second name's Speed.
I feel like it. I think his name is Speed. Yeah, so he's made for it.
Nah, but the name's Speed.
Yeah, Speed. Joshua Speed. He was like, yeah, my pal's got a sequential R33 GTR running 955 brake, and at that time, I shit you not, bro, like. This might sound like bullshit. I didn't really know what a sequential gearbox was. I feel like I might have known a little bit about it.
Now I think about it, I think your video was the first time I think I'd ever seen a sequential gearbox as well. It was one of those things I was watching it, because I watched the R32 video as well, and that was a completely different car, because that one was a massive build up of boost, and then it came on. Like,
there you go.
And then with this one, like, because the head was so well flowing, the turbo was so quickly spooling, there was no lag, and it was just like.
Bro, like when you see me pull that fucking lever for the first time, yeah, that's real, because I'm like, what is this? Like, how is it? Like, you feel it's scary, because with that at least, you flat foot, yeah, you pull it back, and because it's got ignition cut, because it's got a load cell on the shifter, yeah,
bangs every
bro, it cuts the fucking ignition, whatever it fucking inject, and you let off bro, so you're shooting a massive flame from the exhaust. Pulling it, you're feeling the bang from the exhaust vibrate through you as well as pulling it into gear. Bro, it's all fucking crazy. And I'm like, what is this? And then, but you haven't got time to worry about it, what it is, because you need to stay in a straight line because you've got 950 fucking brake horsepower propelling you down the road, and you're trying to not die on camera and not break his fucking car. Bro, it was just like an overload of sensory overload.
It's a crazy thing. That video was everything. It was the fact that Darren had done that car so well. It was so subtle. Yeah. And I remember him saying on the video, like, "Oh, I'm going to de-chrome this and that. I don't like the flashy look." I'm like, what a legend. He's just there for the performance.
He was just so chilled, bro.
And it's just a silver car, unassuming, like, even though it was an R33 GTR. It was a fucking sleeper.
Yeah.
And it was just sick. And that was an insane video. I've been meaning to ask you, by the way, has there ever been a time where you thought, shit, I'm going to die?
What did I drive recently? And I was like, I don't even know if I should say this. I was driving it. I was like, bro, I can't even.
Have you been in the passenger seat of anyone on one of your
I've been quite lucky, but I have been in the passenger seat of some cars, and I'm like, bro, I've had to say, bro, look, I'll make it look better on camera. You don't have to be driving like this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but in a nice way to them, and like, bro, don't worry. Like, you know, you don't have to go. I say to everyone who comes on, look, bro, like, we're not here to do 170 mile an hour. Fuck, we don't need to be doing that. We just need to roll through a few gears. Just get a feel for the car. Like, what's the point just going top speed? We don't need to. But also, I'm very conscious of people coming down to where I'll bring them. They don't know the fucking roads, but yet they're trying to show off of how quick. So there's always that in the back of my head. I've been lucky most of the time, but I've been in certain situations where I'm like, yeah, if this goes wrong, it's gonna fucking go wrong big time. But I've going back to it, I've driven some cars, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm trying to prove by driving this car. Yeah. This is stupid. It's too quick. You know, it's too quick for the roads you're on. I can drive, but I don't know your car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can handle a car, but anything can happen. So sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? You know?
Why am I driving it like that?
Yeah, and then I'm like, for the culture! But at the same, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it does go through my head. But like, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see, I say, yeah? There's editing involved in these videos. Like, you know what I mean? it's not as simple as we going out and it's just all out. Wah, ba, ba, ba. Fucking the roads are just all clear now. We're pulling over. We're waiting 3 minutes for a clear pull. We do a pull. We pull over again. Do you know what I mean? It's that. So it's not as raggo as it seems. But I still get into situations where I'm fucking driving in a straight line. I'm like, nah, bro, this car's mad. This car's just stupid.
Go that way,
yeah.
Way. I don't know where.
Yeah. But I love that shit. But again, I do think, what if? Like, you know what I mean? And again, I mean, look, everything's a risk. And funnily enough, that's why, I feel with me at least, my journey with the car features is great, yeah. And it used to be my main bread and butter, but I feel like now people like the OG battles a little bit more.
A lot more branches to your content now.
Yes.
It used to just be the reviews, and that was what OG was.
Yeah.
But now it's still the reviews, but it's the track days, it's the OG battles, it's the podcasts.
Yeah.
There's like a few branches to it.
Yeah,
now.
man. I'm just trying to diversify it a little bit because it's like anything. You do something for too long, it don't even matter what you're in, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we know the format. We know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Unless you got a crazy car, the car explodes, like, what's new? And I can see it in the views.
Yeah.
So with the introduction of the OG battles, that's new, that's exciting, and I feel like in a way, can that get old? I don't know because it's racing.
I
you know what I mean?
think it can.
Yeah.
Like Carwow been doing a similar thing for years.
Exactly.
But the differences between yours and their content is that very rarely do they get a car one that's been modified. It's all standard cars. With the OG battles, 9.9 times out of 10, it's a modified car versus a modified car, and that's what I think is for the culture. It's sick.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for saying that because listen, this is what I do. It's fucking for the culture. See the OG battles, yeah. It ain't about you can have a normal car and come down, but more so this is aimed towards us, people who live and breathe this, the modifications. Let's see how this car that's tuned goes against this car that's a rival and has been a rival, or
this car's
whatever.
More power, but this car's got forward drive.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Like, and Carwow, look, I can't cuss Carwow, and I don't want to cuss Carwow. Look, they're OGs in the game for their own right, but they more so do the new car versus this car, which is cool, and there's obviously a fucking humongous audience.
Yeah.
But what annoys me sometimes, is I feel like they're culture vulturing. Like, sometimes I feel
really?
like, bro,
what do you mean?
Look. All right, cool. When was the last time you heard Matt Watson rock up to a car meet with his tuned car? You know what I mean? But what has he got tuned cars? Has he been? No,
he doesn't.
But yet, man will still, or again, I don't know, and I don't want to even start a war, but I assume someone in his team will reach out to someone with a modified car to get on the channel for the views of getting a modified car to diversify his content, which is cool, yeah? But do you live this, bro? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I live this. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, he's more of a old-fashioned car review. And he does like.
And he's great at what he does too, bro. Bro, if I want to see a review on a new car, bro, I like what he does. He's funny. He's charming. No, I'm not fucking in love with him. He does it. He does what he does well. And I think the Carwow drag races are cool. But sometimes, and maybe it's me because I'm sitting there in a place where I do the same.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and I'm watching some of the videos like old man Screwface, like that shouldn't be on that channel. But certain times I'm there like, but does he live this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I think he's more of he appreciates the cars that are standard. He bought he had a 996 Porsche 911. He really enjoyed that car. Like he's got lots of cars. Doesn't modify them. He doesn't live that kind of modifying culture life, if you will. But he's more of an old school car reviewer.
He's journalist.
He's journalist, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And I think he does it very well. And I enjoy the Carwow drag races.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Some of them are like a little bit dull, like when it's like an electric car versus.
Yeah.
Do you know? Sometimes they're not for me, but sometimes they're really
banging.
They're banging. Like they did a race with all the V12 Lamborghini. All the Aventadors.
I've seen that.
That one slapped.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Like their reach is so good. Like, and they're kind of
they can get any.
They can get anything, which is sick because we get to see shit we never would. Like, you know. But again, sometimes, and maybe it's from the wrong angle, they're reaching out to people that they're not really part of putting it on the channel for the views. But it's cool because it's content for the viewer. Because again, like let's say like their demographic, like they've got like 6-7 million subs, right? Half of them probably ain't into tuning, but so they get to see a taste of that. So they all it all works.
I think it works. Like I think, to be honest, I don't think they do it enough to like,
Warren saying, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I think like they do it occasionally. Like I remember they had a silly horsepower GTR which was purple, I wanted like a flat. I think it's a ducktail or maybe
Yeah.
And it was a sick car. But like I haven't seen too many of them. Or too many like mad modified videos. It's just generally the standard cars that they do, and I think that's enough of like a differentiating factor between yours and what they do to make it worthwhile to watch both. But it not be in the same context.
That's it. And I definitely think there's something to be had by watching both. And again, look, I'm nowhere near their level. Like I don't even think my name can really be mentioned or should be mentioned in the same sentence when it comes to accomplishments in YouTube, because they're massive. They're serious, but I think they are a bit of a machine. It's not, you know what I mean.
But you also have to think that they're a cool company. Like you are officially gassed.
Bro, this is
but Matt Watson isn't Carwow. Carwow is a massive company, and they have the money to put on hire a drag strip for like a few days and just film content. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
But Matt Watson doesn't own Carwow.
Does he? I think he got some. He's got something in it though. I might be wrong. Yeah. I might be speaking out of term. This is just hearsay, yeah? So apologies for fake news if this is true. I feel like I had a conversation with someone and they said it is his company.
Maybe he does, but
I might be wrong.
Maybe he does, to be fair. But if it is his company, he comes across very well to make it seem like it isn't.
Yeah. Because I might be wrong. Apologies if I'm wrong, but yeah.
Well, mate, I might be wrong. Yeah. I'll be wrong.
Fuck it. Fake news. Let's spread fake news. It's his own company.
But yeah, anyway, so that's what I think. I think the OG Battles is much more for the person who goes to the car meets and is building their own car. That's the kind of audience it's appealing to, I think.
Another thing that I was very keen to do with the OG Battles, and one thing that I really, really want to keep doing, and it's the only way I feel like the OG Battles can keep continuing, is it's not about me. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
It's about
cars and their owners.
Exactly. It's their time. Like, I'm not even in it. You hear my voice, but I'm not in it. Well, I start the race. That's about it. Now, occasionally I'll get my car up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But it's not about me. It's bigger than me. It's about people's sick builds fucking going down the street.
How they drive it as well.
How they drive it, because you can have a sick car and not be able to drive. Affy the Send Man. Oh my God, Affy's a legend, bro. From that, when you're sending a 130 grand car like that down the street with no regard for the car, car's setting on fire, he's still sending it. Like that, bro. That's legendary shit. Like, you know what I mean? But that is the kind of that is what I want to get across.
That's why it's so different.
Yeah.
You do the interview at the beginning. You do you do a walk around of the car, the specs of the car, what the owner's done to the car, and then it's how they drive it and the race.
It's about them.
And that's a massive difference to what Carwow do.
Yeah.
I mean, the drag race is obviously the similarity, but the way that it's executed is very different.
Yeah, now, a massive shout out to Carwow and what they've done, because again, although they're not the OGs of drag racing, I think there's people out there that seem to think they invented drag racing, but they've done a lot for the drag racing, all of the unprepped stuff, if that makes sense, like runway shit. And one day hopefully I will get similar views to them,
mate.
But
got to aim high, bro.
Yeah, that's it. And another good thing is, so the OG Battles had a little bit of it went quiet because I went to America and I didn't have any time to film any OG Battles. And then we had a bit of a hiccup with our runway, couldn't get back to our runway, looking for runway. Anyway, we got it all sorted. And I'm happy to say now, the OG Battles, I filmed 5 OG Battles the other day. 5!
No way.
Yeah. And the first one is going live this Sunday, and we should have a steady stream of OG Battles coming back.
For the next 5 weeks?
For the next 5 weeks, but then I'm filming again in a couple of weeks' time. And another 4 or 5.
And I seem to remember you saying you don't edit those.
I don't. It's the only...
So how do you get like the voice? Because you do the voiceovers on there.
Oh, mate,
that must be a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. I do it blind. I do the voiceovers blind.
How?
So...
They give you a script or something?
Nope. I write scripts. I sit there, I'll write the scripts out, so I'll get all the details on the cars, I'll think of the intro, the sub-intro, then I'll introduce all the drivers. That's fairly simple because I know when I'm saying this, my editor will be dropping pictures of whatever, and he has to work to my voiceovers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when it comes to who's winning the race, he'll send me like the finish lines and things like that, and I'll be like, so is there any like thing that happened inside the car that is worth talking about, any key moments? And he'll tell me, like, you know what I mean? But that's now kind of how we're doing it. Before, I used to have, like, he would sit there on site after, copy the memory cards, take the data, and I would have the memory cards myself. And I would go home and I would watch it. So I'm like, which is better, because it's more natural when you're commentate, but I don't really commentate too much during. Well, I don't during a race. It's just, so mate, you won the race by X amount of cars, this, that, the other, and then I'll do an outro, and that's pretty much it. So
train length cappuccino.
Do you know what? Right, I don't know how I feel like. Gappuccino, fucking Gapperoni, Gappy Stan, Gappleby, all of these, yeah. I'm saying these, yeah, and I'm fucking like, I'm giggling to myself when I'm saying it, and people are liking it, yeah. But then I've had a few comments saying, bro, are you really still saying these Gap fucking things? And I'm like, oh fuck,
is this old? Everyone. It's back
yeah.
You can't please everyone.
I've dialed it back a little bit.
I always smile when I hear it.
I'm saying them for Jack from now on. You know what I mean? But
I'm always like, what has he come up with this time?
But that's the thing, it's hard, I
haven't heard of that one.
Bro, it's hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like Japanese. You know what I mean? One of those. But yeah, no, it's all fun and games. But the main thing is, look, I just love racing, and I love everything automotive, really. I love motorsport. I love anything with a fucking engine that does shit, that fucking propels itself. Like, you know what I mean? I've got an appreciation for it. But definitely, I think right now, going back to the car reviews and everything like that, cool, I will be doing car reviews, but my focus right now and what I'm really interested in is the OG battles.
100%.
That's what I like.
Speaking of the OG battles,
we got to get you on. Bro, you know I've had a few people want to race you, and I tried to set you up with a... Yeah, innit? Yeah, come on. Smoke? Send it. Who wants that smoke?
1,000 brake horsepower micros.
Come on.
Who wants it?
But no, we're going to get you on. I was meant to line you up with a Cinquecento. I can't even fucking say it. What's it called?
Cinquecento, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but if he's watching this, bro, map your car. He's been talking about getting it mapped and keeps missing mapping.
I can tell you who's the best race.
Go on, we'll line it up.
Life of Lawrence. You already had him on.
Oh yeah. He'll race you. He's got 1.4 turbo though.
He's actually only got 1 litre now.
Is it?
1.4 blew up. So basically, he was because I speak to him quite a lot at the end because he helps me out a lot with my builds because he's a little micro encyclopedia. So I'm like, oh blah blah, what's going on? And he says, oh bro, my 1.4 blew up today. I just remapped it and it blew up. Piston rings went. I'm like, oh damn, what are you gonna do? He's like, oh, I'm gonna 1 litre. I was like, now we got a race, bro.
What is it built then?
It's not built. We're both running standard 1 litre micro engines on our. The thing is, if we get that race set up, I know that he's gonna want to win, and I know that I'm gonna want to win. He's literally
that'd probably be the longest drag race ever, wouldn't it? Just thinking that, like, what would be the trap speed and what would be the
shortest?
Well, if you're talking about the length of the cars, but probably in times times. I think
shortest times, mate, would be sub 9 seconds.
Woo! Okay. No, bro. Life of Lawrence. I don't know if he watches his podcast. Shout out to him anyway. Yes, we've done a couple of things. Get your car sorted, and we're gonna do the craziest Micra GTR battle that you guys have ever seen.
It's going to be a really nice, clean, blue painted, lovely Micra versus fucking wrapped with black and pink flames. And you know what, for that race, bro, I'm taking off the wing.
I'm taking off the wing. Ooh, he wants that terminal speed.
I've got a ported and polished head. I'm going to get that on there.
Don't say too much. You're telling them too much, bro. That's a competition. Anyone could be listening.
My cards are close to my chest now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Spring it on him on a day, bro. Spring it on him on a day. But yeah, bro. Listen, we've been going for a while now. It's nearly 2 hours.
No way.
Nearly 2 hours we've been speaking, bro.
That's mad.
It's mad. And what's crazy is like people have realised now we wear the headphones because like we're looking very professional. But it's only so we can hear ourselves a little bit better. But when you take these fucking headphones off, bro, you feel like you've stepped into a new dimension. Because bro, or out of the Matrix. Like right now, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. But yeah, Jack, listen, thank you so much for coming down today, bro. I really appreciate it. It's been good catching up. For the people at home who might not know who you are or where to find you, do you just want to tell them where you can find you?
Yes, so you can find me. Oh god, do I know? Yes, I do. Jack Mcneill on YouTube. Profile picture is the pink Micra, and then jackmcneill.cars on Instagram, and then just jack.mcneill on TikTok. You're welcome to follow me if you want. I do kind of engine swaps, turbos, I boost things, blah blah blah. You can see if you're interested. And yeah, that'd be great.
That's it. Hey, listen, he's too polite. Fucking hit that subscribe button. Stop being tight. It don't cost you anything. Show some support. Jack's a wicked guy and he does some crazy shit. And I'll leave his links in the description so it's even easier for you. No excuses. So yeah, bro, once again, thank you so much. And you know what? Hit the subscribe button on this one too, you know, it wouldn't go amiss. Like, you know, the OG, it needs its following too. So yeah, once again, thank you so much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it.
See you later.
Peace out.
Peace.
Cool. Woo!
Oh my fucking god, bro. Out of the Matrix, bro.